Kicking like Dolomite. Last one got copyright. I'm kicking like Dolomite.
5 just to be sure.
Hey, one time, you ready? Copyright.
Yeah.
Last one got copyright. Hey.
You know what time it is. Every time I rhyme, it's just a sign that I'm about to kill. Yeah, it's time for weapon wheel. We got the skill, we got the games. Don't make me grab the steel. I put a hole in one like Abby did to Joe. Yeah, when it comes to aiming, I don't miss like Master Chief. I grab the piece and give your ass a halo just for talking sweet. When it comes to gaming, yeah, you know our team's elite. Check the leaderboards, run the game. You should pick up your feet. You can't lose, I'm too smooth, just going to admit defeat. And ain't no capping around here, cause like Bond, I keep receipts. The most dangerous, better than these other guys. Try to come for us, what's like between your eyes like Jen Sakai. That's no lie, no prank. I grab the ratchet, no clank, and get my jiggy mask to show you how Jack Move got his name. Yeah.
Weapon wheel podcast.
Look. King of the castle like Cooper, captain of the ship. My name ain't Blandry, but don't make me have to hit the switch. We'll dump you overboard, then watch the views. I ain't talking Twitch. Hey yo, Alex, go ahead. Talk to him real quick.
Oh, the Dolomite is my name, and thick up is my game. Dolomite, you heard her.
Claim it, a strike to claim it. And he got it!
They had the nerve to copyright the game. It's just the bitches, hey. Say yo, still putting wheels on the pavement. My game so tight, it's like Jordan 1 lazy. We stay in these gaming streets, ain't no way to be dormant. Ay, a Drake will leave your body uncharted like Lost Fortune. Coco Long scene was cute, ay, and yeah, it served its purpose. But I'm trying to give a detailed description of what a hearse is. I say we flip the switch on these again before it get bland. I see a lot of pods jacking the format like Dapper Dan. You hitting the dislike button, you still a fan. Talk slick in the comments and like Dutch, I got a plan. We don't do the sneak diss and that's that stuff that get you banned. Last time we told your was squad up, you turned telling gotta go. It's like I play with the sliders up. You just got 30, again turn me, the time is up. Since 2015, we been kicking game knowledge up. Dust your boots and join the crew if you wild enough.
Developers.
Dolomite, you heard her.
40 clips, kicking like Dolomite. Hey, 40 clips. Aimed at your fit beam, shotties, so much ammo, it don't make sense. Trying to compete is a sacrifice, die again in your afterlife. I'm taking a road trip, anytime we get on a fight. Polygons and body counts, that's all that I tend to like. Any other podcast, a copy or look alike. Hey, and what they say? Hey, what I say? Hey, I put them in the dirt, toss and get hurt, no face, no case, smashed up like a jiggy merch shirt. Sliding in that vet, I'm gonna get back, time to pay that debt. It's time for weapon wheel.
Wonder.
What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon wheel, watch how I show you my weapon wheel. Weapon wheel, watch how I show you my weapon wheel. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our move, they copying still. BG, Black Bond, Jack Move, Kid Smoove, Blandrew, Alex too. Damn man, that's a heavy crew. Other pods, they don't know what to do. They watching, they copy our every move. And they still fly like the Wii U. Jack Move voice, we saying you. Hop off the roof. Long range, no scope, yeah, I'ma shoot. Wanna play games, no David Blaine, but I'll make a nigga go poof. Oh, this not a game. Gang talk, nigga, what you know about the slang. Hop out the range. All black master, but step out your lane. Every week it's us on your screen. Every weekend we entertain. It's not a thing that gets in between me and my team, me and my gang. When I'm on the beat, you already know. Straight to the top, yeah, we about to blow. BG, my dog, he told me let's go. Sit back, relax, it's time for the show. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon wheel, watch how I show you my weapon wheel. Weapon wheel, watch how I show you my weapon wheel. What weapon wheel? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon wheel? They watch our moves, they copying still.
We got the guns on deck, no foul car, but you know I came with a tech, yeah. Since 2015, been stepping on the seat, putting foots on nets, yeah. Set them up, super soaker, pump action, wet them up. Shooting out the yeah, we catching up. We got the names, y'all are bark. Drive by midnight after dark. Gaming knowledge, fortitude. Top two and not the two. Weapon wheel, get the cash and grab the steel. Weapon wheel, out the window.
weapon well, we keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon well, they watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon well, we keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon well, they watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon well, watch how I show you my weapon well. Weapon well, watch how I show you my weapon well. What weapon well, we keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon well, they watch our moves, they copying still.
Not to play too many games at once.
Yeah, but this year is crazy. It used to be where you'd have at least like a month, you know what I mean, between big releases. Now you lucky if you get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all hear me?
Yo,
it's good, brother.
Man, freaking man. Soon as I updated OBS 2 weeks ago, every damn week. You really can't update nothing.
So BG, I was saying I have a hard cutoff at 7 o'clock.
Did you fix
Okay.
the audio?
That's okay.
BG? You're not.
Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, that's cool.
Are you gonna make me do it, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay, but Jack said I got totally meat wild for the whole show.
Who's that supposed to be?
Jack
That's from the Adult Swim.
Jack said I got totally meat wild the whole show last night.
Yeah.
He bet me $10 I couldn't do it.
I've never watched that show. What's that? Hunger Teen Aqua Force?
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
You never watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force before.
That shit look mad corny, bro. I'm sorry. It just
You
look
are
corny.
insane. That shit is hilarious.
You're bugging. You're bugging.
That show is fucking hilarious, bro.
Like it's just like it's a old fry. It's a meatball and who else? Like I'm like, what is this?
It's literally the Weapon Wheel podcast. Like
the dialogues will make it funny. The animation is, of course, trash. But come on,
I don't know.
But I feel like the trash animation makes it funnier.
Facts.
It just looks stupid. I'm elitist when it comes to like cartoons now. I think all the new stuff that these kids like is trash. They don't know nothing about the good cartoons, the quality ones we had. I'm the old guy. I'm sorry.
That is true, but
what would you consider good cartoons?
You watched? Wait a minute. I don't feel like you watched that for it to be good though.
SpongeBob,
like
Tom and Jerry, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Rugrats, Hey Arnold. You know.
No, what I'm saying is you don't watch a show like that for the animation quality, right? Like if we're talking about like an action show or whatever, that's fine. A lot of people have been dropping the ball. Although I've been watching that new Ninja Turtles cartoon. They do put in work. Like I mean, the plot is like very childish or whatever, but in terms of like they're one of the few shows that try to at least try when it comes to their fight scenes or whatever, because usually that's reserved for like anime shows, but that new Turtle show, they do a little bit of homework.
Okay. Man, another dry week, pretty much,
Fact.
aside from the trial. I guess,
Dry.
if you consider that news. Dry week by my standards.
So you really hate
Okay.
game nights, right? You really hate that idea. Huh?
Hey man, I'm just I just felt like, okay, gotta be fair. I'm disinterested in it, but it's big quote unquote gaming news. I don't think it's like, I don't really qualify it as that, but it's a big deal. So that's why I got
Come on,
that's
BG.
why I got EverBorn here. Unfortunately, I tried to get somebody, that had like a different opinion or opposite opinion to EverBorn, because EverBorn is, very excited about the deal. Tried to get somebody.
Well, I want to be clear. I would like to classify my excitement for the deal. This was just a roadblock to get to Sega, and I'm glad that it is over.
And that's the other thing I don't, because you were on here before. I'm not sure if we discussed it. I need you to explain like your love, and excitement for Sega, as a developer, because we have one other person who probably loves Sega just as much as you, and we like look at him like the slow cousin we see once a year. He's in a special class. Like we treat him kind of different.
You talking about Right Star Sweatband?
Yes.
Talking about that dude?
So,
Oh, come on.
my goal before I leave here today at 7:00 is to sell all of you guys on Sega.
That's not gonna happen, brother.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
There is nothing Sega has that can get me excited.
I thought you were getting Uni on here, Xbox Uni.
No. EverBorn. Can hold it down.
BG.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. How old are you? Because this might be why you feel the way you feel about Sega.
33.
You should be old enough.
Yeah.
You should be old enough.
I was
to
during.
understand.
I was gaming during the time. Definitely, it just never touched me. Never spoke to me.
Pause.
Never touched my soul. Nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll paint a picture for you.
Okay.
But in my fan fiction dream, Xbox buys Sega, and then Sega takes over, like the inmates running the building, and then it goes back to the 90s, where it's like Sega versus Sony and Nintendo, and they get revenge because they called their rich cousin, and they get revenge on the bully. Now, Sega going down is definitely Sega's fault, but they went down because they didn't have the financial backing. And a part of Microsoft, they would. Anyway, I'll explain it.
Now, this is new. I've heard people licking consoles. I've heard people sleeping with them. Consoles touch their heart. I've never heard somebody with a fan fiction for a console. This is cool.
Absolutely.
Oh man. So you got to cut off at 7. So I don't want to waste no time. I want to get right to it. There was like I was in contact with EverBorn and telling them there was a bunch of people that could have came, but like everybody dropped out, couldn't make it, family obligations and all that.
Very convenient. Convenient. That's
honestly,
all I want to say.
my plan, Jack, was to have EverBorn and said other persons, because there were multiple, literally talk the whole time and carry this whole shit today.
That would have been fantastic.
It would have been amazing. I would just been sit back and listening to them have a conversation about something I don't care about. Perfect. But I have nobody, unfortunately. So we got to work, and I got to act like I care about this shit and be devil's advocate essentially for everything. Sucks to suck, man. So y'all good this Sunday?
Well, I'll try my best to filibuster, so
Okay.
you won't have to do too much.
Y'all good this Sunday though?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
If you guys hear music, we're barbecuing in the backyard. This is why.
Oh, you got BG over there? What the hell?
Oh my gosh. Shut up. Let's get started, man. Weapon Wheel Podcast, episode 373. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all those audio live streaming platforms. If you want to support the podcast, go check us out on patreon.com/Weapon Wheel Podcast. Planet Xbox just did a little interview conversation with Colin Moriarty post the Activision deal going through. That's exclusive on Patreon right now. Y'all go, support the Patreon and check it out. They had a good conversation. It'll go up a little bit later sometime this week. But don't be a freeloader. Support the gang. And check out all the other tiers and all the other stuff we offer on Patreon and all that good stuff. Join our Discord, hit the like button, support us. And if you want to submit a video to be featured during the podcast, link is in the description for that. You can just drag and drop. We appreciate all submissions. Let's do these intros. Everborn, we're going to start with you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. You hit me in the DM. I said if BG calls, I gotta roll up. So I'm here. It's a very exciting week. Not for you, not because you're mad, but because of apathy. But there's big things happening. I think there's going to be a big shift in the industry. So I feel like this is the ground level, and we'll all remember when this day happened, even though it kind of didn't happen yet. But
all right, Jack.
Gang.
Oh,
Ice cream,
God.
so good. Ice cream, so good.
What's the world coming to, bro?
That's it.
I see.
start
Real quick,
the rapture.
The only thing I want to say about that is I blame all the thing that women do that we find, like, how we be saying, like, a lot of women live life on rookie, like they put they set it to rookie difficulty. It's because of like incels and men. It's really men that allow them to live life like this, where they can just jump, what is that, TikTok, and make a whole bunch of random sounds like they're an NPC and get rich off of it. It's our fault. Those are men donating money to her, bro. It's our fault.
I saw one of a Skyrim NPC, and he kept going, and he kept. I gotta go find that.
Wasn't mine.
It's men, bro. Like we are at fault for supporting these habits. It's
these black
tragic.
queens, yes, sir.
It's tragic.
So good.
I fuck with the movement.
I need it.
Wait, what movie?
I just pictured Uncle
The
Phil
movement.
saying "we."
Who's we? Yeah.
Exactly.
French. All right. Smoove.
Yo, what is up? It's the Best Spot Kid Smoove. Had plenty of Xbox podcasts. Longtime member of the Weapon Wheel. How we doing this Sunday? Hit the like button, hit the share. We are live, man. Good to be here.
Talk to him, Smoove.
Yeah.
He walking to the ring right now. That's fire.
Yeah.
Smoove ain't never been this happy to be on the podcast. Sure
You
is.
can hear his feet up right now.
All right. Well, I was about to call you Lewis or something. What's your name, biracial man? Alex?
Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't he seem like he could pass as a Lewis?
A little
Why are
bit.
you telling me your type? This is Everborn's plate of honey smoked BG. Happy to be here. I still vouch for us to have a game night, but they want to talk about the ABK, so here we are.
Yeah. All right. So here's what happened. Oh, by the way, I am your host, BG, aka Barbecue, aka Banquet, aka I forgot the fourth name they had for me. There's a fourth one. I can't remember.
Like a slab, like you're just a slab or something.
All that.
False.
So the Microsoft defeated the FTC in the court case, which enables them to go ahead and actually purchase Activision Blizzard King. The FTC appealed. The judge said, "Nah, nigga, go sit down. You can't appeal." Well, they denied the appeal. They didn't say you can't appeal, but yeah, they denied the appeal. And this morning, Phil Spencer announced that Sony did sign the 10-year deal for Call of Duty, and I think the report right now is that may not include other Activision games. I don't know what the truth is regarding that, but that seems to be...
Microsoft confirmed that it's only COD and it doesn't include subscription services.
Cool.
Originally, it was every game, though, right? Wow.
Yeah, originally.
Fumbled that bag.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. So I want Everborn to go first. I want you to give all your thoughts, feelings, lay out everything about this about this deal. Just tell us everything you want to say.
Okay. So when I first heard about this deal, I think the first thing I tweeted, or I was on a podcast, I can't remember, but it was January of last year. And the first thing I thought was, how many Segas did this cost? So I think this whole thing was a distraction but now it's done, so I'm excited. So and you can go follow my gaming history at EverBornSaga on anything, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, whatever. I don't play a lot of Activision games. Diablo 4 is the first Activision game I've played since COD 2014. So I was apathetic about ABK as an acquisition, but I always felt like it shouldn't have been an issue. And I got more invested in this when I heard the arguments against it, right? When I heard Jim Ryan lying and saying Sony couldn't survive without Call of Duty, and you heard some of these dumb arguments from the FTC about high performance console markets, and you heard the what the CMA was saying, and you just listen to regulators all around the world being co-opted by the market leader who is afraid of a business model that doesn't sort of suit them. If the whole thing felt unfair, and I knew it was weird because we're talking about like a 1.5 billion at the time of the announcement, but then 2 trillion. Sorry, 1.5 trillion now, $2 trillion company, 2.5 now, I think. And it sounds like it's weird to feel like you're defending a company of that size. They don't need any defense. But I felt like what I felt like watching this is it wasn't about defending a $2 trillion company. It was about defending common sense, right? Because the worst thing to feel is like somebody thinks you're stupid, and all of the arguments against the deal were people saying shit that, because it's like, we know you don't know, and we think you're stupid. Because BG, you play a lot of PlayStation. Jack Moves, you play a lot of PlayStation. Did you believe any of those arguments that you heard the regulators making on Sony's behalf? Like, honestly.
Particularly.
I don't really know the arguments they made. I'm being honest with you, but the one or two that I did see on Twitter, no, I don't really think they were like great arguments.
Right. And so this is the thing. And it's totally, listen, it's business. It's not Jim Ryan's job to come sign a deal and help out Microsoft. I totally get it. I would have done the same thing in his shoes. I do think he overplayed his hand. And if you wouldn't have done the same thing in his shoes, which is try to get the best for your company, then you should be shown the door. So I understood that. But what I didn't understand is the regulators taking that hook, line, and sinker. So anyway, 18 months later, we see that Order 66 was executed, which is after the EU approved the deal. Because I remember in April 26th, everybody thought the deal was dead because the CMA said they were blocking it with their final order. And then things got worse for Xbox because Redfall came out. And then Phil was on Kinda Funny committing seppuku in front of everybody, right? And people were talking about what's going to be the future of the Xbox brand. And then the EU approves, and then we hear there's movement with the appeals from the CMA, and then they start talking about closing over the UK, and now we get to the FTC taking the bait, trying to stop the deal, and then they, like you said, they got smacked out of court. Shout out to Judge Corley. So it all went, and the system worked, and all that. And now it looks like we're on the eve of closing, although I do want to point something out if you're paying attention to this. The CMA did not want to do anything, right? They didn't want to hear anything. It was, the deal's illegal, we want to block it. And then not even 30 minutes after the FTC loses, the CMA is on the phone with Microsoft saying, you know what, maybe we can work something out. And then the FTC says we're going to appeal. And right after that, the next morning, the CMA was like, you know, those talks were early.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, what is going on? So that was going to take too long. And then the FTC loses the it's not actually the appeal. It's they wanted an emergency stay. So the appeal case is still going on, but that appeal is not for blocking the deal. It is blocking the consummation of, is blocking closing the deal. So once the deal is closed, there's nothing to appeal. They can still do their in-house thing, which starts on August 2nd. But if Microsoft closes the deal tomorrow, all of that goes away. Great, fantastic. But then you hear the CMA say, you know what? As a matter of fact, maybe we can do this thing faster. So I suspect that tomorrow you're going to see that they've amended the deal in such a way that allows Microsoft to close while they review whatever's going on. And so here's the thing. One thing that I didn't like throughout this process is I feel like a lot of people were making personal attacks on Lena Khan. And I'm talking about physical appearance, a nose, whatever.
Name, dog. Just say
hey, no, I didn't say that. I said she's an op. I said nothing about her nose.
Okay, so my point is, like, I disagreed with the tact that the FTC was taking, and I thought the arguments were stupid and they insulted everybody's intelligence, right? Because you could read it and then you watch the case, and I didn't get any work done that week, right? I was invested at this point. So I listened to all the hearings. I read all the documents or whatever. I was up there with Post Up reading all these things, right?
Oh,
so
is that that nigga that believes that the world is still flat?
I hope that. I'm sorry. Post Up is my guy. Post Up is my guy. I don't want to be involved in any Post Up.
No, hold on. It's not slander, because you can't be hyping Microsoft Flight Simulator and then say the world is flat. Two things can't be true.
All right. You watched all this in like excitement for Xbox or because of Sega's?
Let Everborn finish. I just want to get him to get.
Okay, so again, it's not really about ABK for me, although I do think there's some benefits that will be good for everybody, which I will get to. So I listened to all the things, and all the case was them. Literally, it's like they took what Sony told them in their responses, because they reach out to market participants and they say, how do you feel about this deal? And they didn't do any work on that. When you're in school and you copy somebody's work, but you're supposed to change some of it so it doesn't look like you stole it? They didn't do that part.
BG. How that work, BG?
We talking about me?
Yeah, you're the one that always bragging about being a notorious copier.
I did my work in school. I might have, did a little something here and there, but it worked.
But BG, you knew to make it look like your own work. You didn't copy it word for word.
Yeah, definitely.
Could you imagine if BG was in school again with ChatGPT?
Just did control and find and replace.
You know what's wild about ChatGPT? Because I have teenage kids now. I got one son, he's 22, but I got a 16 going on 17-year-old and a 13-year-old. And they doing their schoolwork and they're struggling. I'm like, yo, it's right there. Use ChatGPT, just put it in. But anyway,
let's teach them bad habits, my nigga.
listen. We're all going to be using it. Well, it's going to take all our jobs anyway. But that's neither here nor there. So the point.
Never mind.
That's another conversation. But the thing is this. So it just got me. The more I listened to their case and how they're just like going to bat, like they were literally up there trying to negotiate for other games that were not COD in court in front, like you know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, okay, you gave him COD under oath. What about Diablo? Will you give him that too? What about PlayStation's cloud? And it was to the point where the judge had to remind them that they're not there for Sony. And they didn't bring up customers once. It wasn't until the judge said, we don't care about Sony. We care about the customers. And then they started talking about Christmas skins. And that's why this is going to harm competition. So I'm just like, please, you know what I mean? Don't piss in a jar and tell me it's Granny's peach tea, right? So that got me.
Shit is over.
Let's hope so. And I'll try to wrap this up now. So anyway, looks like the deal is going to close. And to me, the benefit here is, if you're an Xbox gamer, right? You missed a lot of games, and that's not anything other than business, right? So if a publisher if a publisher wants to do an exclusive deal, Sony's going to have to pay him less because it's cheaper to cut out Xbox than it is to cut out PlayStation. So if Xbox goes to Square and says, I want Final Fantasy 16 to be exclusive, Square is going to say, but wait, you want me to cut out all of those PlayStation people who are happy you spending $70 for games? You're going to have to pay me $500 million or whatever the number is, right? Because you're going to have to make up not for the development cost, but the production cost, the projected profit, right? So every deal would be a money loser just to try to gradually gain back market share over what would probably take a decade. So when these third-party deals are so uneconomical, what do you have to do? If it becomes cheaper for you to just buy a whole studio or a publisher, you do that. And that's just business, right? And we got told with Street Fighter and Final Fantasy and everything else, it's just business, which is why, okay, Microsoft feels like it's cheaper for them to buy a publisher than do an exclusive deal. So they're doing that. And I think now, with the COD marketing going to Xbox, with all the people that ABK content will bring to Game Pass, I think you're going to see Game Pass have the potential to shoot up to 100 million. Not overnight, but over the next 5 years. I think that's a real possibility now. And if you have that many people in Game Pass, you are going to see a lot of bigger games go there. And the model for that is Netflix, right? Netflix started out, all they had was House of Cards, but they got more and more subscribers. And now you're seeing every year Netflix movies are getting nominated for Oscars. Martin Scorsese's working with them. Leonardo DiCaprio is working with them. All the biggest Hollywood stars are working there, and you're seeing more and more talent. And I'm not just saying for paydays, because these movies are getting nominated for Oscars and Emmys, right? Netflix is usually the most Emmy-nominated
service.
The most Emmy,
service.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
so
the movie theaters are straight liberal trash right now.
Here, and I'll leave that to you. But the point is, so I think if COD brings enough eyeballs to Game Pass and you have enough subscribers, there is a point where you almost can't afford to miss out on 100 million eyeballs, right? So I don't know if 100 million is the number, but I'm saying if more people are in Game Pass, you'll see higher profile content go there. So I don't think it's going to degrade the quality of content, right? When you have that many eyeballs, I think you'll have, because like if we look at it, right? People are saying they don't want the industry to turn into like service games and all of this microtransaction and mobile stuff. But I feel like, people from Sony have said many times that those single A experiences that we all love, I love all of those Sony exclusives, right? But Sony is spending most of their production budget now on those service games that we all said we hate, right? Because that's what makes the money. And I feel like Game Pass is a model that will allow for those single player games to still be economical, where you don't have to spend 212 million like they spent on Last of Us and Horizon, right? Because if those don't hit, you're going to take a huge loss, because it's not like you could fix the service and make it up in microtransactions over time, right? So they have to make a lot of those games feel the same, because you can't take a lot of risk. And when I say feel the same, I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I'm saying they have to go for sure things when they're spending that much money. And I feel like the Game Pass model allows people to be more creative and give bigger budgets to more creative projects. And so I just think Game Pass might be the model that will make the games that we love economical going forward.
Now, I thought the entire argument was that Game Pass served as an excuse for mediocre games, saying that what's going to Game Pass, you shouldn't be that mad about how it turned out anyway.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that's a horrible argument.
I'm not saying that's my argument. That's what I've heard people on Twitter and that come on the show.
No.
Oh, you're listening to people on Twitter? Okay.
Didn't you watch 14 hours of a court document that don't work? What do you mean?
More than 14 hours.
I mean, I don't play Xbox. I'm just going off.
Let me read this super chat just because it pertains to response to Everborn, and he's only going to be here till 7. So I'm jumping to somebody's super chat, but I'm going to read everybody else's. Don't worry, I'm not skipping y'all completely. Dope is Jay. How Everborn neglecting work to read court documents on a company he ain't buy a game from since 2014. Dope as Jay is saying you're not qualified to speak on this because you don't buy Activision games, I believe.
That's fine. I just spent $140 on Diablo, and I pay for Game Pass, and that's going to get better.
Okay.
And I run a team, so I can afford not to pay attention.
Okay.
That's easy for me.
Andrew Wilkins says Everborn's 99% wrong. lied and said Sonic mid-tiers would outsell Ragnarok. Recently said he's constantly right. Black Xbox fans. Oh, this is Andrew Wilkins. He's always doing this with Black Xbox fans all have serious issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you can address that.
Who's this guy?
Andrew Wilkins said you said.
Okay, Andrew Wilkins is not my time worth my time to address, and he can stay mad. But nice to know you follow me.
Fire.
Okay. I don't know if you actually said any of those things. He said you hyped Sonic.
I said all those things. So what?
Okay.
What is he gonna do?
You said that Sonic would outsell Ragnarok?
I did because it was multi-platform.
What the fuck? What?
Have you followed my timeline? Do you know?
I'm afraid to now.
Do you know? Hold on. Do you know? Okay.
This is Rystar's father.
You will understand.
Oh my god. Well, hold on. I got a proposition for you. How about you join Kid Smoove and you start making some bets with these outlandish claims?
No. These are bets, right? Like I have a bet right now that Sonic Superstars is going to outsell. Sonic Superstars is going to outsell Mario Wonder. They come out in the same.
Oh, that's not happening, brother. Stop this.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
So the bet here is that I have to change my name on Twitter for a week to Sonic Sucks.
I will bet you. I will bet you a full game and not your Game Pass type game.
When is Sonic? When's the last time a Sonic game?
Hold on, BG, okay. Be quiet. I will make you a bet that will not happen.
I already made the bet, but you can follow me and make fun of me on Twitter for that week.
That's not. Speaking of bets, Smoove, do you think this acquisition will increase Game Pass subscriptions?
Absolutely.
By how much?
1,000%.
Like what time frame you trying to put on it?
I don't know. You let me know.
I guarantee. I'm guaranteeing by.
What do you think it'll be by? What do you think it'll be by 2024?
By 2024?
By the end of 2024.
40 million.
40 million.
I'm saying yeah. And in 5 years, I think Game Pass will be at 100 million subscribers.
And it's at 30 million right now.
25, 30, yeah, something like that.
So you think it'll be 40 million by the end of
I'll give you this. I'll give you this.
I will bet a game on that.
Let's Smoove talk.
I guarantee you, right? When will be the next time they announce it's going to happen? By February, they'll be at over 30 million.
February what?
Let's say by the close of February. No, when's the end of the quarter? The end of the quarter, is it March or is it
February 2024?
Yeah.
They'll be at what?
They'll be at over 30 million.
I mean, they're at 25 right now. So they're like 25 to 28 right now.
Why don't y'all do the 2020 at the end of 2024 bet for 40 million? Why don't you do that?
That's a long time. I need something immediate.
I mean,
but I'm saying Smoove, they're at like 28 million right now. They might get the 30 even without COD.
Yeah. All right. So
you might have to bump that up to 40 million. Can they get 10 million? Is this acquisition worth 10 million? 10 million. Is that what it's worth?
It's worth they'll definitely get I think what's gonna happen is I think they're gonna hit a milestone. I think they're gonna hit a milestone after this thing closed within a couple months. They're gonna hit a milestone. And then obviously by the end of 2024, when that the new COD game comes out, they're gonna hit like a crazy milestone. I think Starfield and the deal close is going to help push it.
I'll take 40 million by February 2024.
I'm not taking that.
So then you're not confident that they'll hit at least 10 million with Starfield and Call of Duty
by June. Kid Smoove, give him by June because that's a year from now.
No, he said he wanted something immediately. See, this is what I'm saying right here, right? Everybody's saying how this acquisition is going to change things. How this
including Sony and Jim Ryan. But go ahead.
How this acquisition is going to bump up subscriptions. But you're not even confident that with Starfield and Call of Duty that they could get 10 million new subscriptions.
35 million by February.
35.
I think that's
fine. We'll split it.
That's
35 million.
That's 10 million more. Then they last announced 25.
All right, we'll take 35.
What if they don't announce
Call of Duty may not be able to go into Game Pass by then unless this new deal that Jim Ryan signed gave up those rights. So
they own it. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, but there's contracts that are stopping Call of Duty games from going in.
They probably lost the Microsoft honoring whatever marketing agreement they had.
It could be, but you don't know that. I'm just saying you're gonna tie yourself to this thing before you know.
They can do whatever the fuck they want. They just spent 90 billion. You act like they couldn't buy their way out like fucking what's his name did it. Shan Sharp did. 35 million, Smoove. Okay, I'll split the difference with you.
And Everborn, you said 100 mil by when? I don't think Game Pass is ever getting 100 million.
Never
5 years.
100 million.
5 years, 100
no,
million.
I don't, bro.
Never.
I think I'm gonna be real with you. I think it's gonna be a struggle for them to even reach 50.
50, agreed.
Nah, I don't think that.
I think so.
All right, hold on. Smoove, when are they gonna hit 50?
I mean, I'm gonna say 30.
20 what?
They should be able to hit 50 in about 3 to 4 years.
So give me a year.
2020.
Just say like June 2026.
26?
June 30th, 2025. June 30th, 2025.
Okay, June 30th, 2025. I'm putting it in.
Jesus Christ, we making 2-year bets.
2025. Game Pass at 50 million.
I understand like people, where they're coming from with that because, all the content that's going to be added. But I still don't think what's actually going to happen is people preferring a gaming subscription over just buying some of these games outright. I'm just not sure the majority of like gamers are on that. I just don't know yet. I don't know.
Starting to like
could have
Game
been
Pass.
said about movies for a while.
Starting to like Game Pass, BG.
And I just think people view movies and games very differently when it comes to the subscriptions, though. I think people view it differently. I just think people like gamers are us who are gamers. Like we may like movies, but we're not like movie buffs. Like passionate, passionately
we're
care.
Not movie guys.
Yeah,
I used to do a movie podcast for like 2 years before I got into game podcasting.
Sure, but I don't think the average person cares about the health of the movie industry like they do gaming. Like us who are gamers. Like I just don't believe they really do like that, and that's why they do sub into movie and TV show subscriptions because it's just not that serious to them. I don't know.
So BG, I would argue that most people don't care about the health of the gaming industry. They use that moral argument because they're seeing this thing happen. I think they care about a lot of these people that are saying they care more about whatever their favorite platform is, right? And this is not just a dig at the PlayStation guys, because a lot of the Xbox guys used moral arguments on price and exclusivity, but now Xbox is doing $70 games and they're saying, I'm saying it too, make all that stuff exclusive, right? People don't care about that. People use whatever argument is available to them. And so they don't like Xbox for whatever weird reason. And now they're saying, oh, they're going to take over the industry and this, that, and the third. Nobody was worried about Sony competing.
And let me clarify.
The gaming industry,
I don't mean health. I don't mean health as in like people think buying games is healthier than subscribing. I just think that like people who actually care about gaming are just used to buying games. Like subscription services is still something that people like holistically, like most of the industry has actually adapted to yet. Most people are not in a subscription service of any kind when it comes to gaming. But that's kind of big, and you could argue it could become the norm in gaming. It is definitely the norm, and it became the norm very quickly when it come to the things we watch. But I don't know if that transition is going to happen as quickly or if it will happen at all. I just question that if that's going to happen at all.
So to push back a little bit, right? Could that be because the content has not really been there in subscription services and no one has really tried to put top tier content in their service, so people have never felt that need? I believe, see, if you're talking about like the hardcore, like the people that do podcasts and have 100,000 subscribers or whatever, and the people that don't pay attention to work so they can listen to court cases, yes, those people are going to be stuck in their roots, right? And you're not really going to change their mind. But I don't think the majority of people who game, which is way larger than us and our small community here, they're not making that kind of calculus to say, oh, what is going to be for the health I would rather own than whatever. They're just thinking about a game, picking it up and playing it. And if they see all these things are in a service, they'll...
Y'all talking about the subscriptions just for games in general and why people gravitate towards that?
Will more people, will it become the norm and the accepted thing for most gamers?
In my opinion, video games and movies and shit like that. With video games, it became a necessity. You need, for console at least,
Glock Ninja.
You need a subscription to get online nowadays. Back then in PS3, you didn't need one. You see what I'm saying? And so when they had like PlayStation Plus and shit like that, niggas like me wasn't buying PlayStation Plus. To that seemed foreign to get a subscription and shit like that. And on top of that, it's only Xbox and PlayStation, and with cable and shit like that, a lot of people saw how much they were spending and what they weren't using. So that's why streaming became a big thing, because it's like, I'm paying X amount for cable every month. I only watch 2 or 3 channels. I'd rather spend $10 a month for this.
It's also the convenience, yeah.
It's also the convenience. And I feel like with streaming with movies and TVs, that took off because we saw how much we were paying for what we were getting. In this sense, I think with video gaming, it's more so of they're making it a necessity where we kind of have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They're both streaming, but I think the crux of both of them stem from 2 different places. One is convenience, one is necessity.
What's interesting about that cable analogy, I agree that's what happened, but the funny thing is now everybody saw how much money Netflix was making, so they you started seeing streaming services pop up everywhere, like fucking Peacock and Paramount Plus and all that.
But
and
Netflix isn't really making money.
He's talking about in the beginning.
Right. So everybody wanted a piece of that. And now a lot of people have so many subscriptions, they're paying more than they were paying for cable.
Also, I will say that I think what a big difference is between, gaming subscriptions and TV and movies is for a gaming subscription to be, successful and reach the heights that you talk about, I do really think you need like the quality matters more than I'm willing to bet
100%.
I'm willing to bet the subscription service on TV with the most subscribers is not the one with the best shows or the best movies. It's not, right? I don't think that has anything to do with which service gets the best the numbers and the quality is not. Yeah, sure, but you know what I'm saying? With gaming, currently Gamepass does not get the best games. Like I'm talking about.
Let me ask you a question. Ask you a question. Is Minecraft a quality game?
I guess so. I've never played it. It's not for me. But I would call it quality based on what people say.
All right, I wouldn't, because I don't play Minecraft. That doesn't mean it's
going
bad.
Off what other people say. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, you're ruining my point now. But what I was gonna get at is there's a lot of No. It's great. It's just like BG said, not for me. Because I thought he was gonna say no, because I know BG doesn't play it. But the point I was gonna say is, what you and I may consider quality may not be what the masses consider quality. Because if you look at the time that kids spend, right? Like my kids game more than me, and they play Genshin and Minecraft and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. So. Mm-hmm. You got to think that these investments and these services are they're looking out 10 years from now when you and I have grandkids and we got carpal tunnel and we're not playing games anymore, right? And as you get older, I can say this for me, I'm getting ready to be 42 at the end of the year. right? You start watching some of these TV shows and you looking at some of these games and it's like, damn, I am clearly no longer the target audience, right? And so I think we have to take some of that in mind when we try to project which way some of these things are going to go, because a lot of kids, all they grow up with is subscription services. That's what they know, right? And so when they are our age and in charge, a subscription service is going to be nothing. And to the point that was made earlier, everybody pays a gaming subscription now just to play online, and they're not really getting games with it. But if you take the biggest games and put them in a service, I think it's very easy to sway people to just say, most people are not going to say, I want to buy a game because I want to feel like I'm going to own it. A lot of people buy games, play them 5 hours, and never touch them again. We saw that in the trial.
That's true. More than ever,
right?
most people don't beat games.
Exactly, including reviewers. But I'm not lying. But the point is, I think a lot of the vast majority, while we may be purists to different degrees or whatever, I think that is not going to be we are not going to be the gross drivers for Game Pass. It will be those casuals, and if they can get them on, they're going to shoot to the moon.
Yeah. I just, it just may take longer because, like I said, when I look at the games that go into Game Pass, and specifically I'm talking day one, I think until the games like, the Resident Evil, the Jedi, the Hogwarts, until you can convince somehow, and I don't think it's possible you can convince, because that would cost way too much, the highest caliber of games and the highest rated games, until you can get those in Game Pass day one, that's why I think it'll always be limited to what subscriber number it can get to, because honestly, other than that, Game Pass it's a catalog of okay to above average games. You might get a really good gem in there,
games that already made their money on the open market.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean by catalog. Yeah,
and that's exactly what I was saying. Like, if you're trying to compete with Sony, and Sony's dropping 200 million, and they're making 400 million, is Microsoft prepared to give a developer? Let's just use Final Fantasy 16 for an example. Regardless, don't get too into it. Is Microsoft prepared to pay $300 to $400 million to put games of that caliber on Game Pass day one?
But they just spent $70 billion to do it with Call of Duty.
Agreed. They own the company, but
so they're definitely prepared. Right?
Are they prepared to just go out and spend $300 to $400 million to put a game on Game Pass? And is that even sustainable? Because you're not going to make $400 million on Game Pass on a game. Unless it's like a Minecraft or a Fortnite.
If you consistently keep, how much is Game Pass making now? If they consistent, let's say if they're stagnant at 25 million concurrent users that are paying the old price of $15 a month, that's 15 times 25 million times what?
Currently today.
It doesn't matter how you look at it. The math doesn't work.
Okay, but the math does work, right?
How?
I don't know why we're saying that. I mean, court documents and people under oath have said that it works, but that's neither here nor there.
They literally said that that Game Pass was cannibalizing sales and wasn't like really.
Yes, but that's not. You're not. So Game Pass as a service is profitable, right? And if we're looking at dollars and cents.
Wait, hold on. That's not the argument I just made. BG was saying that they're not getting those bangers day one. And my thing was, to get those bangers day one, those games that cost $200 million, you would have to pay these developers anywhere from $300 to $400 million.
And that is why you buy. That's why you buy a publisher, though, right?
So Game Pass is essentially at 25 million, 1.2 billion.
So you're proving my point here. The only way this works, the subscription model works, is if you're literally shelling out $300 to $400 million per game, or you buy a company all over completely. And then if you buy a company all over completely and they're making these games with these large budgets, how are you recouping that cost?
Okay.
I don't
So,
argue the numbers. You know, that's above my pay grade.
Right. As this is,
But I'm saying,
I don't think
are we in a world where a company is prepared to spend $400 million to get a game on Game Pass day one?
We are in a world where a company has just spent $80 billion to get games on Game Pass.
That wasn't the question. The funny
right,
thing
but
is
you're framing the question.
You saying you wonder if they're gonna spend $400 million on games for Game Pass when they just literally spent $70 billion, which is how many times
they spent money to acquire a company. That's completely
so they can
different.
get their content into Game Pass.
That's completely different, though.
That's literally
you're not going to be able to buy every company that you.
No, you just need to buy enough to sustain it.
So that's the point. Like, you're not going to be able to buy every company or buy stakes in every company to put their games on their thing day one. It's not going to happen. You can't just be like, I want this game on Game Pass day one. Let's go buy the whole fucking company.
They just did that.
Like, let's not go for every kind of game.
They don't need.
It's not going to happen.
They
don't need to. I think no. If Microsoft doesn't, let's say, acquire like Sega, which I think they'll do next, maybe they freaking pick up Embracer, and that solves literally all releases.
That doesn't solve it because BG said all you need is. BG literally said to get games like BG literally said you would need to get games like Resident Evil. You would need to get games like Final. You would need to get those games.
No,
you would have to pay.
But they do.
$400.
But you gotta consider you're gonna have your Call of Duty, which is a sure shot automatic hit. You're gonna have a game like Starfield, which is an equivalent or probably better than what a Final Fantasy is. So they're gonna have their equivalents. You're gonna have your Gears, your Halos, and stuff, and then you need your consistent releases that comes out every year regardless, and those are like AA hits or whatever, which another publisher or mid-tier publisher like that they can buy to do that. And those games don't need to cost $100 million. They need to cost like $15 million, $20 million. If they like a B-rated game, that's fine.
Are we not listening to what I'm saying, what BG is saying? He literally said you would need to get games like Resident Evil, the games like Final Fantasy.
All right,
and I'm saying based off the budgets that we know of those caliber of games, to get any of those games to go on Game Pass day one, you would need to pay upwards of $250-300 million.
I think they're saying they think Activision is
to release like that.
Y'all, I think so. I think like Smoove and EverBorn are saying like Activision, or at least right now, Activision, Bethesda, and the other studios they've acquired. Y'all think that's enough right now to do exactly the plan that y'all are talking about?
Yes, and as opportunities arise, they'll get more if they hit growth ceilings.
Okay.
So the idea is, if you are going to have a subscription service, the only economical way for AAA games, when we're talking about franchises that have large audiences that know already.
Tell me how you think. Tell me how you think Sega fits into this. Like if they were to be acquired, like what do they add? I guess.
So Xbox.
Go ahead. Never mind. You're the developer. Go ahead.
Xbox has zero.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up.
Presence
EverBorn. Yeah, he's buying.
I don't know what's going on. Let me
just leave and come
try
back.
Leave and come back.
Disconnect and reconnect, because this is I don't know.
Yeah, he's so important.
Yeah, he playing right now.
Hey, Smoove, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
So, like, when y'all with this Game Pass talk, do y'all really care about what games, or do y'all look forward to certain games coming, or is it more so just you want it to be profitable? Is that all?
No, I look forward to certain games coming. I played like Bramble was one of the best games I played this year. On game Bramble.
Never heard of it.
Are there any Activision games that you look forward to, or like, because you don't play Call of Duty, you don't play the games, you don't?
No. The thing is, I stopped playing Call of Duty. Like I stopped playing Call of Duty for a while. My choice. I don't have a problem with Call of Duty, but I wasn't a fan of buying it like every year, just like 2K. It's like I would buy it, but I can't do it every year.
Only
Madden,
Bramble, I know.
I literally only reason why I play Madden every year is because I get 10 hours in Game Pass, and I literally milk those 10 hours until that shit goes into Game Pass. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, EverBorn, you there? You stupid Jack. All right, well,
No, but I'll
Go ahead,
answer
Smoove.
like this. The Sega thing is that all right. So what Sega does is more so international and PC. Sega does a lot of PC games, and that will bolster PC Game Pass as well. They have a lot of known IPs, and Sega is underrated for their annual releases. They release at least, want to say, like maybe 3-4 games a year, not including Sonic. So you got familiar brands like the Yakuzas and all the spinoffs, and you got obviously the Sonics. You got the stuff Atlas does that they would be able to leverage. And what Sega just bought Rovio, which is the Angry Birds do. So that's also solving another situation with the mobile department. And again, even with Sega, they probably won't make those. They wouldn't probably make those games exclusive either, because at the end of the day, they need to make a presence also in Japan. So if they can catch fire in Japan and guarantee all those games from Sega coming day and date, that solves that problem. And and it also fills that Japanese gap. That's a publisher that will release games onto Xbox and on the Game Pass guaranteed. So so that's where like the Sega, it solves a problem for them.
Okay. So with the all this acquisition talk, right? Because you can't really have this conversation online, because the only answer you get is cope. It's like you can't ask real questions on Twitter, right? But it's weird to me because it's like I'm not, it's sometimes it is confusing what the celebrating is, especially of like future acquisitions, especially the talk of future acquisitions. Do like Xbox fans not think there's like any negative downside? I'm not even talking about like Activision. That's happening, fine. If Microsoft were to acquire another publisher, do y'all really look at it as such like a thin layer and on the surface level as just like, oh, they got another publisher and more games are going into Game Pass? Great. Is that just that it? Y'all don't look further than that as like the actual ramifications and consequences?
Like as if we care what happens to the gaming industry afterwards? Probably.
There's actual ramifications to that type of stuff.
Yeah, there is. I mean, no, there is. I don't think about it though.
You don't think you should?
Nah, because I'm selfish.
See, but you're suffering, and you're gonna suffer in the long term. And not only are you like, okay, let's say an insane scenario. Let's say Microsoft gets Embracer. Embracer's an absolute disaster. I don't know why anybody would want that. They can't even manage themselves because there's too many moving parts. And then let's say you add Sega. How do you honestly think that's gonna go?
No, honestly, I don't want Xbox to buy every publisher. There's a ceiling. They got to stop at some point. But I'm just saying, like, would I do a Sega? Yes. Do I want them to do Sega and Embracer? No. But I can see why they would do an Embracer because, like I said, it solves. The thing is, you won't go with these gaps, and they don't make like mega hits and stuff like that, but they solve that AA, that cheap investment of games, and some games are gems and some games aren't. But no, there's always a bad side to one company or a company essentially forcing other big names to buy up all the remaining developers and publishers, right? Like I wouldn't want to see a situation where Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo owns all the publishers, and that's pretty much how we're pretty much gaming.
Because people got to understand, like, a new developer pops up like every week, literally. New publishers don't come along that often, so that creates like a vacuum almost. Like shit just doesn't get normalized and balanced back after you get publishers, multiple publishers. Like that creates problems. And you can't say that because people automatically think like it's some type of like fanboyism or because you're a PlayStation fan. Like, bro, I'm playing all the same games. All the games that like Microsoft acquired, I didn't play any of these games on PlayStation anyway. Never did. I always like played those on PC, or I don't play them at all. So like, it's weird that you can't have that conversation and like they're not thinking that deep. I honestly think a lot of Xbox fans have gone through so much years of punishment that they don't care how it gets done. They just want their reputation as an Xbox fan to improve. They don't care like if everything is destroyed in the process. We just don't want to be made fun of anymore. That's all, because honestly, like when you hear a lot of them talk, they don't even like Activision games. They'll admit that. They don't like Activision games whatsoever. They don't. They don't like none of this shit. They don't care. Like that. Like that's weird to me, because I'm like, what? Okay, what exactly are you hyped for then, bro? You're hyped for winning, your side winning. Like, but if you're not really benefiting from that, then what are you getting?
Nah, if it had not been for Game Pass, I probably wouldn't be as hyped for these Activision acquisitions. But because of when you consider Activision games,
y'all start making Smoove head heat up.
No, but considering like they do make quality games, I just don't buy them often, right? And the fact that I can now get them for the cheap. It's something to look forward to. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that it's nothing. I'm not looking forward to any of this stuff. I actually am.
Everybody, your mic working? Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
so I had to restart my computer.
Yeah, I want to ask you, what do you think is the biggest benefit of this deal going through for gamers? I guess.
I think the Xbox division at Microsoft was a side project, and as a result of this deal, it will, from a revenue perspective, it will be larger than Windows. And I think you will have a Microsoft fully invested in gaming, and you will not have the lack. A lot of people don't understand, in the Xbox One generation, it started off where they did have a lot of exclusives. They still cared up until like 2015, 2016.
What exclusives?
Right? What exclusives? Killer Instinct, Tomb Raider, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, all those things, right? There was actually more AAA exclusives on the Xbox One for the first 2 years, and then it was like 2016 when sort of Sony really took off, and then Xbox really wasn't trying that hard.
You need more AAA. You can put in our shit for the first 6 month games.
I'm not following you. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. More AAA. It can be on our machine for the first 6 months.
You say time exclusives. Time
exclusives.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
They were not exclusive. They were just timed exclusives.
So, as one thing that I learned from again, not paying attention at work and listening to a freaking FTC trial, their budgets were slashed.
Hold on. Does your employer know this?
Come on, let the man talk.
I own 2 businesses and I lead a team at a $1 billion company. I'm fine. Now,
talk to this man. Talk to this nigga. Yeah.
So anyway, their budgets were cut during the Xbox One generation, right? And it's a lot of things that they could have been doing, but they didn't, because Microsoft was trying to save money and didn't really believe in gaming anymore. And as a result of this deal, this is the largest acquisition Microsoft has ever done in its history. I think when you have the full force of Microsoft considering gaming as a core business, we will see a lot of the things that we've been missing from Xbox, and they will be even more invested than they were during the 360 days.
Okay.
I disagree. BG, let's just say you suck at your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a hypothetical word, you suck ass at your job. You are a fucking terrible employee.
My wife went lame bit too hot recently. Go ahead.
Are you gonna be better if you get more money, or are you still gonna suck dick?
Yo,
you're still gonna be a shitty employee.
You sucking dick? You sucking dick?
And that's my whole conclusion about this whole thing. they're just throwing money at a problem. They're not changing the culture. They're not changing management. They're not improving leadership. They're not doing anything to change the logistics side of their business or to change how they do business or to change how they create things or engage in things. They're literally just signing a checkbook. This screams Oakland Raiders. This screams Washington Commanders. They have not changed the GM. They have not changed the coach. They have not changed the front office, nothing. They're just going out there. They can't change who they're drafting. They can't change it. They're just throwing out money. And they've been throwing out money. And for the last decade and a half, they've been throwing out money and nothing has changed. So if I'm a betting man, which I am, and which I have done, because I will put my money where my mouth is, I don't see things changing. Because in a world where people, and this is going to happen next gen, where people are going to spend $70 on a Nintendo game that's going to sell 10, 20, 30 million, and people are going to spend $70 on a PlayStation game that's going to sell 5, 10, 15 million, that's just what it is.
And is the immediate effect, because when is there going to be like an immediate effect for gamers? Like these games, when are they going to start being in Game Pass? Like,
well, no, that's the wrong question. When are these games actually going to be made? What's the game about the mentally ill woman?
Hellblade, brother.
Yeah, when's Hellblade 2 going to be made or going to be shown? Where's Fate? Like, where are all these acquisitions?
Hellblade like 3 times.
We've not seen. We've seen. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I was talking about
we've not seen any of these games.
Well, I was talking about games that have already been released. Like when are, I guess those are gonna, because they're gonna put those in Game Pass, right? That's the plan, right?
I'm just trying to see games. To me, these games are fucking in the same realm as Factions, not to ever be seen.
Okay, so I think we will get Hellblade and Avowed and 2 other games next year, plus Call of Duty.
Damn, next year, God.
And that's the thing.
I mean, but we knew. But
Hellblade was confirmed. Yeah, well, Hellblade was been confirmed for next year. Well, yeah.
I hope so, man.
Damn, nigga.
Like this shit has taken fucking forever. This is like, this shit has taken longer than Eisen's 300-year plan.
When did Hellblade 1 come out?
2017.
Yeah.
6 fucking years ago.
That shit crazy.
Okay.
I
mean,
you were you were kind of getting into like, the plan of Sega. I don't know if you wanted to finish with that.
Yes. So I do think that they basically have no presence in Japan, right? And they've been trying for 20 years and have not been able to crack that market. And I think I agree with Smoove. I don't need them to purchase everybody, and I do not believe that the Activision purchase will shift the industry in a negative direction, meaning they own too much of the market, right? To where others can't compete. So there is a point where it's too much. We're just not there yet. And I don't think a Sega acquisition added to the fold would do that, but it would help Microsoft. One, Sega is a publisher in Japan. I'm pretty sure Sega can get into a lot of rooms with developers that Microsoft can't. And I think it would give them an instant nostalgia factor. And there are many classic IPs that Sega has, and they've already began talking about bringing them back. And I think the same way Nintendo has a nostalgia factor that just Microsoft and even Sony to an extent can't compete with, right? You think of Nintendo and it kind of reminds you of your childhood. I think Sega could do that for them. And Sega could, help them make inroads into Japan and get them into rooms and just get Japanese games that sometimes skip the platform, not because of any money that Sony paid, but just because Xbox is a non-factor and they didn't even know about it, right? So I think that's if in terms of maybe a studio here or there just to fill a hole in the portfolio, but I think one more publisher is fine, and I think that should be Sega. Not to mention they want to be in mobile, and Sega just bought Rovio, right? So they'd have Angry Birds and Candy Crush, and then they want to be in PC, and Sega is the one that develops or helps them develop Age of Empires right now,
So
right?
let me ask
Not
you,
to mention, yeah, go ahead. So
because I asked Smoove the same thing. What about
Wait, before
you think
you guys hear me? I lost power a moment ago. I just want to make sure I can be heard.
we hear you
we
now,
hear you
yeah.
now.
All right, cool. My bad.
Yeah, what I
And
asked
I got to
Smoove,
run right after this question, BG. So
cool.
sorry.
Yeah, what I asked Smoove was, about the ramifications of some of this stuff. There's not that many publishers, like right on the caliber of the EA, Ubisofts, and all that, right? So let's say they acquire Sega. That's now 3 publishers that they have. You don't think that that creates an issue that 3 publishers are now no longer in control of their own entity and they're owned by another giant, being that publishers don't pop up every other day?
So there's a lot of layers to that question, but I would say no, not yet. I don't think that's too much power consolidated into one owner yet. Like if they tried to go after Take-Two or EA, then I think we're getting into those issues. But the argument is there's one less publisher. And why is that a problem? Because if you are a developer and you're trying to pitch a game to a studio, to a publisher to publish your game, that's one less publisher you have to go to, except that's not really the case, because when was the last time, apart from Destiny, that anyone pitched a game for Activision to develop? They don't focus on outside. How long ago was that?
Sekiro, 2019.
Yeah. 2019. So 3 years and no sequel and no announcement of a sequel, right? Or 4 years now.
For what
was
game?
that?
Sekiro.
Sekiro was the last last time like someone went to a publisher or went to Activision to publish a game.
Yeah, I just think and you can leave. I just think there's consequences such as, when you're owned by somebody else, that affects your creativity, your innovation, the ability for others to get in contact with you as your own entity publisher. Like there's just waves, I believe, of shit like that,
So that would be the case. That would be the case if they weren't sort of loosely integrated, right? So yes, there's going to be synergies there, but Activision as a publisher, neither ZeniMax will cease to exist. So if you want to reach out to Activision and you have those contacts, you can, and you can pitch them. The only difference here is, if your console platform will be decided for you. Like this means nothing if you're a PC gamer, right? This means nothing if you are a mobile gamer, right? Virtually nothing anyway, right? So what we're talking about really when we say that is if you want to pitch a game to ZeniMax or Xbox Game Studios or Activision or Blizzard, which again, nobody pitches games to Blizzard, right? Nobody pitches games to King. You might pitch a game to Activision, but in the last 4 years, they have not been taking those pitches. So again, what we're really talking about is a game that may not end up on PlayStation.
Yeah, and I don't even think that's the biggest issue. Like to me, that's
and it's not an issue, and that's why I'm not worried about this yet. If it went too far, I don't think people are talking about they should get Take-Two next. That's too much, right? I just don't
stop after Sega. You feel like after Sega they'd be fine.
Absolutely. I would have preferred that they skipped ABK and went to Sega, but that's not. I don't make those decisions.
Yeah, games not going to PlayStation is to me not the issue. Like people focused on that. I think you're missing the bigger picture. That's not actually an issue at all. To me, it's once again about, a bigger corporation having ownership over another big one. And, you lose a little bit of creativity and innovation there, I think. And then you do have to account for some management issues. Because listen, nobody is that good that they can manage so many moving parts. It doesn't matter who you are. So, but
right, I completely get, but I think that's the reason they went after publishers that can self-manage, right? And so, in terms of creativity, I think Game Pass is the thing that solves that, right? But anyway, I got to run. I would love to have this invite me on again.
Appreciate
I'd
you,
love
man.
to continue this conversation. But this was dope. Black Bond, I think you're completely wrong on most of the things you said, but I appreciate the conversation. Kid Smoove, hold the line. Jack Moves. I don't know if you do stand-up comedy, but you should. You are hilarious. Rise Star, my fellow Sega brother.
Nigga can barely stand up. Never mind.
Okay, that was a room shaker, BG. That was a room shaker.
My mic was hot. My bad.
Yeah.
But again, BG, thank you for having me. I think the chat is tired of me, so I will go until the next time.
Hey, man, if the chat tired of you, man, I mean, you did something right. Don't worry about it, brother.
There we go. All right. Later.
All right.
Fire.
Good guess. Good guess.
Yeah. Like I said, I tried to get some other people, Xbox dudes and PlayStation dudes, but everybody was busy with family. So.
Or nobody wants to talk about this shit because it literally does nothing, because the same games you were playing before the acquisition, the same games you have that weren't after the acquisition.
Well, yeah, the people I contacted, those were people who pretty much talked about the deal on the timeline all the time. I purposely reached out to them folks. So, but
you reached out to post up.
Come on, brother.
We don't allow flat earthers on the podcast.
I would have, but I figured like some other people would have said yes, but no, I didn't.
What about Plume? PLUME Plume?
Never heard of them. But,
Plume Network.
Ain't that a wrestling move, nigga? Wait, what?
I actually have heard of him, but I never seen the channel. But Smoove, you could be the the Xbox Connect.
Well, every time we have Xbox topics, you need backup for Smoove. Like Smoove is good enough, man.
Do what Blandrew couldn't do.
It's not backup. It's just new voices. See, we're an open platform, Jack, and
I love Smoove voice.
Yeah, but we're an open platform, and we want to get more voices from the community, Jack. That's what people
up,
love
man.
about us.
That's what's up.
Yeah, people love that about us, right?
I don't think so, but I respect it.
I think the only other thing I wanted to say about this is, with the acquisitions, I think a lot of people think that any developer or publisher is just like on prostitution mode, where like you throw a little money at them and they're like, they just say yes automatically. I think people have that misconception about acquisitions. Like it's just money. And as long as like they put the money in front of you, any entity would say yes. I don't think it's that simple. Meaning that like as much as we see deals going through, behind the scenes, there's probably way more deals that don't go through and entities that say no. Right? We just see yeses. We almost never hear the stories about the no's. The only two cases I know where like it was like a no, which was the one everybody knows about, Microsoft trying to buy Nintendo back in the day. And, of course they said no. And I think Insomniac said no to PlayStation a bunch of times before they said yes. I think I read that somewhere. PlayStation was trying to acquire them for a while, and they were like, nah, dog. And then they finally agreed to it for whatever reason.
They finally gave up the cheeks.
Yeah, so I think I think people oversimplify acquisitions and make it seem like, oh, they threw money in front of us, we're gonna say yes. I think some do actually value their independence, and there's cases where they may say yes to somebody and say no to somebody else. I think there's also fit. It got to fit right. Pause.
What?
You've been watching Leaving the Plug, huh, BG?
Oh my God. You a freak.
BG22. This is his new name.
Oh, cut it out. Cut it out. I heard Jack did a review on that tape.
I didn't, but I will.
What you give it out of 10?
I haven't actually seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
Shit was weird.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I'm hearing it's pretty trash, so there you go.
Okay. Well, you think that's more exciting than this acquisition talk, or like about the same?
About the same.
Oh, okay. Man, that's crazy. Adam 22 wife getting her back blown out.
Her black blown.
Well, that too, I guess.
Same difference.
Same thing. Yeah, you're right. Just as exciting as this shit. Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we can move on. but there's not much to move on to.
You didn't bring on anybody for the Legend of Heroes, Doug?
No, I thought that's what you're here for.
Oh, I'm finishing up Zelda, man.
Well, I wanted to touch on Exoprimal. I don't think we could stay on it long because the game came out, but because it's a multiplayer only game, there's no reviews for it. So the first time like any reviewers got to play it is like when it actually, was released, and I think that was like Thursday.
Didn't they only open the servers up the first day as well?
Think so. So there's only like 2 reviews out, and only one of them has an actual score. Everything else is like a review, pending review in the works. And the only score I saw was like a 6. It was a 6 out of 10. So it seems like it's gonna like land in the 70s. Like it's just gonna be like one of those average to mid to average games, it seems. Anybody play the Smoove?
Yeah. I played a little bit of it. There's another game that came out. I don't want to say it's completely similar. It's called Second Extension. I think it's still in game preview.
I played that game. That game is double dog shit.
It is. I would say Exoprimal is better than that, at least. Because you get, a different cast of like, characters, different armor sets. You got your typical, like your tank, your shooter, your support and whatnot. And the multiplayer, I guess I haven't played a lot of it, but from the couple matches I did play, I guess it's a race. Whoever, you don't see the other players, you see their shadow, their silhouette or whatever, like depending on where you're at during the objective, but it's like a race to whoever completes each objective. It's like maybe like 3 rounds. If you do it first and you win it, then at the end of the the final battle is you, the dinosaurs, and any other team, and you got to pretty much kind of stop them from progressing. But that's pretty much the concept. The maps and modes is extremely light from what I hear, and they already got like content planned for 2 weeks coming up. So I don't know what that means, but the user scores is on like the average to below average size. So I'm saying it's probably gonna come in at around a 6. But graphically, it's all right. The gameplay is cool. There's some fun to be had. I will say that there is some fun to be had, but it's gonna get boring very quick, because once you do a couple matches, you kind of done everything. They have a lot of microtransactions, a lot of add-on content they want to like sell you on. But overall, it's just not one of Capcom's best outings. So I'll say that.
So you're never really actually interacting with other people. You just see you can't really influence their game world.
Yeah, you interact at the end. Yeah, so the commentator pretty much announces whether if you're behind or if you're ahead of the other person doing it. But
what I've been told about this game from other people who've played it is it's a horrible game to play with like randos, because you got to have the right team composition, and when you play online randomly, you're going to get a whole bunch of frag heads. Nobody wants to play healer. Nobody wants to play the other classes. Is mainly like the 2 classes people want to play, and that doesn't help, and that ruins the game. That's what most people said when they played the beta, and that seems to still be the case. So playing with randos is a bad idea, and I always thought the game was going to be mid. There's actually people mad at me because I made this like YouTube short. I think when they showed Exoprimal at the last one of these showcases, I can't remember whose it was. Maybe it was Capcom's, and I said this game looks ass. This game looks like it should come with every Happy Meal. And for some reason that video blew up, and there's people like literally writing comments at me every day, mad at me, saying I'm wrong and the game is amazing. And I'm like, it don't look like it, nigga, because you here tweeting me. The shit is ass. It's mid, and I hate to use it's a Game Pass game. It's clearly going to be a Game Pass game.
I don't like that term, bro. Why does it got to be a Game Pass game? What is a Game Pass game?
I was going to say that. Exoprimal definitely looks like a game you would get on Game Pass.
It's a game. Okay, this is my definition of a Game Pass game. It's a game that the developer knows isn't going to sell that well, selling it a la carte by itself, So they know they have to put it in Game Pass for it to have any chance. That's my definition of a Game Pass.
You get your money up front because you're not confident it'll sell properly on the open market.
Exactly. That's a Game Pass game to me.
Like Dick Riders.
It's the mid. It's the mid tier.
Outriders was pretty good. That was a really good game.
Sure, but
one and done.
Nobody bought it. That's the point. Like
nobody. You have to call it Dick Riders though.
You can't outride the Dick Ride. Nobody on PlayStation, nobody on PC cared about that game. The only people that played that game were the people on Game Pass, and then it came and it went.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that it's games that are bad. It's games that the developer don't believe is going to sell, and that's typically the case.
First of all, who said that's not true about Dick Riders?
That was Hardhead, brother.
I said that's not true about Outriders. The game had a lot of hype behind it when it first came out, not just because it was on Game Pass.
Hype is one thing, but what did it do on the market? Nobody bought the shit.
People did buy it. It sold well at first, like but it didn't have legs because they literally they ruined the game the same week it came out.
Okay.
Huh?
I mean, I'm not debating that
Are
part.
you here to talk about that new game, Hardhead?
Exoprimal?
Yeah, I didn't get to hear what Smoove said though. I don't want to end up repeating shit.
Average. It's it's an average game. That's what he said.
How much did you play of it, Smoove, before I continue?
I just played a couple matches.
Oh, so you ain't actually played the game then? Okay.
No, hey, I didn't say the game was whack. I just gave a description of how the mode went. It's like a race against objectives. Your squad against another squad, but you're not actually interacting with that squad. It's like whoever gets to it first until the end. Yeah, if you feel free to,
is it actually good, Hardhead? Because don't waste our time, breaking it down if it's not.
There's a real problem with this game, and I hope no other developer does this because there's going to be a lesson learned from it. The real problem is that none of the game actually unlocks until you keep playing the game. Like it's extremely story locked. It's like all of the content in the game is locked behind your progress in the story. There's dinosaurs that you don't even know exist in the game until you've played at least 20 matches. It's like Smoove said, yeah, it's basically the first half of it. You start out and it's you and the other team racing against the clock to try to get to the second round of the game. It's like a 2-round thing. The second round can either be a PvE battle or it could be a PvP battle. But most of the time, it'll if you keep it on like they let you pick or just leave it on random. If you leave it on random, 90% of the time you're still going to be playing PvP. But like I said, the real issue with this game is most people are going to get on it and they're going to play those first couple of matches and they're going to think, okay, that's what this game is. That's the gameplay loop. I don't think this is going to entertain me for too well. If you kept playing the game past that point, just maybe like 5 more matches, it starts giving you like cutscenes. And after each of the cutscenes, you get thrown into like specialized versions of the missions in the game. And that's where the game starts to actually open up. Like there's actual like regular PvP modes, like regular Call of Duty as domination and kill confirm inside of this game, but you wouldn't see that until after you've played 25 matches. And that's the real problem with this game, because it is a good game. It is a good game under there. But if you pay attention to anybody talking about it, nobody really plays past the first few matches. And they do an awful job of letting people know that too.
How are the shooting mechanics on there?
Huh?
Do you feel like you're shooting cardboard, or does it actually feel impactful when you shoot?
The weapon, the exosuits do feel impactful, but the problem with the exosuits is the actual gameplay loop. The gameplay loop's not going to hold most people enough to play 20 minutes. That's the real problem with it.
I saw 0 gameplay on the timeline of this game. 0. And that to me is crazy because that's anecdotal, right? That isn't just because it wasn't on my timeline, but typically even smaller games I be seeing people post. I saw nobody even talk about this shit. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say this game is gonna be dead in T-minus 45 days.
There's a few people in the Discord playing it. They all.
Yeah, I was about to say your Discord been playing it. You know, one person in the Discord already beat it about an hour ago. But like I said, the main problem is that most people won't play it long enough to understand if it's a good game, and that's what's really gonna decide whether or not this game has any legs. Because there's a lot going on once you get past that stuff. Like there's regular domination. You know, y'all have seen the basic gameplay where you can like become a dinosaur. There's extra dinosaurs that you can become later on in the game. Like I became a dinosaur, Stegosaurus.
Yeah, you get some. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just
like if your team is in the first round and y'all are behind, and the first team makes it to the next round before y'all, when y'all do get to the next round, you'll get the it's called the Dominator. The Dominator lets you turn into a dinosaur and then teleports you to the other team's side, so you can try to stop their progress to help your team catch up to them.
When you turn into a dinosaur, you be making noises.
They ain't got a button to make the noises, but they make sounds when you do the attacks. That would be dope though if they just let you roar and shit.
And I hate.
What's your roar sound like?
I ain't got no fucking roar, dog.
You got a Louisiana accent to it.
I said "rar." That's how that nigga said.
Nigga said that like Red. Come on, man.
And look. I hate to bring this, back to Game Pass because it's not me hating on Game Pass, right? It's not. Hear what I'm saying. People say Game Pass gives the opportunity for games like Exoprimal to exist and for people to take a chance on games that they typically would not make because they're not 100% confident it would be successful. I feel like that's a bad thing.
You describing like blind dates and shit.
It might be a bad thing but at the same time, it might be a good thing because it allows developers to be ambitious about projects that they might not have attempted otherwise.
But because you have like this parachute, this safety net, you're gonna take chances. Okay, taking chances on a concept is cool, but they're also taking chances on shit nobody wants to play. So what's the point?
It depends, BG. Look at the what's the fucking pirate ship game? Sea of Thieves. There was no real market for that game. That game came out and people just started fucking with it. Next thing you know, it's got its own little cult following.
Sure, that's one. That's
Grounded.
That's
people
one case.
Fucking with it when it came to PC.
It came to PC the same day it came on Xbox.
Yeah, it launched on PC.
Yeah, but it's the PC fan base that's supporting it.
It wasn't on Steam though.
But my point is, like, Game Pass is like anti-gaming Darwinism. I think some of these games should never be made, and some of these games need to come out and die. If the market, and consumers say we are not interested in this, it should not be made. Game Pass is the ability to greenlight a whole bunch of shit nobody wants to play. That's what it is.
But being honest, BG, this is a good game. This is a good game.
Cool. Okay, cool. But a good game, it could still be some shit nobody wants to play. That's the problem. What if it's like a rapper coming out with a classic? It could be a classic album, but what's the point if nobody wants to listen to it?
BG, let me put it to you like this. Would you like for more of those kinds of games we were getting during the PS3 Sony era to start coming out? Those unique games that all had something special going for them, that really, they didn't have a direct market or fan base, but when it came out, they was remembered for being the unique games that they were. Like, Lost Planet and shit.
I wasn't a fan of those experimental Sony games. I was never a fan of those. Like, the only exception was probably Gravity Rush.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to say Mag.
That's the only exception, but the rest of those experimental joints, listen, I believe like those games died for a reason.
They died for our sins.
And they died so they could do more experimental games like games as service.
But the thing is, Jack, those can be experimental, but and we don't know yet. But if people play them, then it's justified. I just don't like the like Game Pass it's an encouraging factor to experiment with shit that nobody wants. It's the same thing that like people, it's the same thing with Dreams. You could say Dreams was a great idea. It's a great idea that nobody gave a fuck about. Games are meant to be played, not to be admired.
For a reason, though.
What if we didn't know we wanted it, though?
And it's dead for a reason.
You sound like Nintendo.
Yeah, but Dreams existed because of those Little Big Planet games, and Media Molecule made those level creators in those games to the point where people really wanted a separate level creator just to make their own stuff in, and that's how Dreams exist.
Okay, cool. And here's the thing. So Dreams died. I bet you they never make nothing like that again, which is how it should be. Exactly.
I'm saying that actually had a fan base that they was trying to appeal to.
And that's the thing. Okay, Dreams failed, so Media Molecule is never going to make nothing like Dreams again. But if with Game Pass existence, developers, they have a parachute, so they can make a game that kind of fails and sucks, but they get the money up front. Okay, well, we can make another game like that.
At the same time, you gotta have a way for developers to be able to take a chance on stuff. We don't want a cookie cutter industry, because that's what we was headed without Game Pass, to be honest.
What?
Everybody's just making the same game over and over again.
Hold on. You think? Oh my God.
I think Game Pass allows the developers to take chances on shit that they wouldn't otherwise, because PlayStation's not gonna fund it.
I agree.
Nintendo
but
might
nobody
fund
wants
it, but not really.
But nobody wants it.
Here's the thing: do people even want experimental games?
Yeah,
not really.
Because if you want experimental shit, go over to the Switch. That's where you get the most experimental shit.
And PC.
You can play with a bunch of games nobody has ever heard about, experimental games on PC. You can play with cardboard, whatever the fuck you want to play with on Nintendo. We did not need Game Pass or to handicap AAA games to get experimental games. You want
look, just like y'all just said,
look at the Wii.
The PC market is where those games usually end up at. Why not try to see if you can get some of those console players on there too?
I think it's a balance, is what I'm saying.
Gamers don't want to be there, though.
They don't know that yet.
I think it's a balance, right? You have, yes, I want creativity, but you also have to intertwine that with a concept and gameplay loop that people want to actually play. Now, when you feel like you have no choice but to be successful, and this game cannot flop, right? So that means we have to do our best and focus on making something people actually want to play, also while also being creative. Game Pass allows you the ability to forego the part, we don't really got to sell like that. We could just be creative. But if nobody wants to buy it, nobody wants to play it. It's honestly the same thing. It's honestly the same thing.
And you mean, when you say this, you specifically mean day one Game Pass games, correct?
Yeah. Mostly, yeah. If because listen to like how people talk about the games that go into Game Pass. I wouldn't buy it otherwise, or I wouldn't play it otherwise. That means you don't want to play it. You're literally saying it. So even though it's in a subscription service and you're gonna get it, you're probably going to drop it because you don't really want to play it. You're just playing it because it's there. You don't really want it. And that's the problem. I think some of these games shouldn't exist. Some of these games should not be greenlit.
I can't say that about this game, though. I feel like if I knew what I know about this game right now, I would buy it on sale at least. I wouldn't pay $70 for it, but I'd buy it on sale if I knew what I knew now about the game. The problem is this game was not presented in the right light. Even the beta didn't give you the right impressions of the game. Goddamn. Watch the shit out of it.
Well, I need to read some super chats. I got a lot to read, actually. All right. Start from the bottom. RiseStar94. Is that my Sonic brethren Everborn? Fire. Yeah. Y'all too, man. Y'all too. Anita Dick. Oh, God. You set me up. Bitch.
Fire.
What the fuck? Hey, yo.
Nigga, set me up, bro. Damn it.
Hey, yo, somebody flip that. What the fuck?
That was
Damn it.
Hey, somebody flip that. What the fuck? How you didn't peep that, bro?
As soon as I read it, I was like, damn it, he got me.
Jack, remember? He got me.
Yeah, that was crazy. What
No,
the
that's
hell?
okay. That setup was fire.
But you said his name like you knew him though. That's what was crazy.
Because he spelled, because they spell it like it's an actual name. He spelled it Anita. Like a girl's name.
I know what you mean.
Like
I know
Anita
what you mean.
Baker.
Come on, dog. Oh, you bastard.
Hey, that was fucking crazy, dog.
I'm
He went right into it too.
That's
with
a
no
top 50
hesitation.
weapon wheel moment right there. That's a top 50 moment, dog.
Yeah. There's another one like that. Damn, I forgot. They put a lot of
Did
them
that
on The
nigga even send a
Simpsons.
donation?
Yeah, he did. He did. They do a lot of those on The Simpsons. They be fire. But I'm gonna call you AD.
Oh, okay.
AD said, worst Switch and PC ports of games you played. Worst Switch and PC ports of games you played. I mean, there's a lot of bad PC ports recently. Mortal Kombat was really bad on the Switch.
One game I bought off BG, that nigga finessed the shit out of me. The Wolfenstein 2.
What I gave you? What platform?
It was Switch.
Well, you
played Wolfenstein on the Switch?
You should have known what that was. I mean,
really?
That was a big mistake. Yeah, that shit was bad.
I mean, Jedi Survivor still ain't fixed. So there's one.
I only played one game on the Switch. That was Portal 2, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
How was it, brother?
It wasn't bad. It was blurry, but
Same old 23. So BG, you never played the Sega Genesis back in the day. You played none of their exclusives to even be like Sega got some good games. I played a little bit of them. But
Here's the problem with that. You can't go back to the none of those developers or talent that made those Genesis games are around anymore. And unlike Nintendo, Sega's proven that they cannot go back and make their shit in their back catalog. We've heard a billion times, oh, Microsoft has this IP and that IP. Okay, cool. You got 1,000 IPs. Who do you have that can make use of them? Nobody. Yeah. And back to my original point about you have to pay a developer $300-400 million. It's one thing to buy a company, but remember these games take 6 years. So you either gotta wait till a game is about to be released to fund it or buy it or whatever, or you gotta that's a risky investment to give a company $300-400 million to fund the game completely and not even know if it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Plus, I'm pretty sure they see these games at some point to decide whether or not it's something they would put on their service. I feel like I've heard them say that about a few games before.
I agree, but here's also the problem. They thought Redfall was going to be decent.
They never saw Redfall. That's something too.
They were like, oh, it was 10 points lower or something than we thought it would be. I'm like, well, who the fuck was playing it?
Yeah, they were just gonna let that shit come out. They was not paying attention to Redfall.
Megazone EX. FTC trial exposes a lot of business talk, including Sony's. So should Sony retaliate? They should retaliate by coming up with more ways to give the gamers games. That's the only way I care about them retaliating. If it ends up with me getting more games, that's it. And I'm not talking about games I already had access to. So new shit. All right. DJ Smith, Everborn is more effective than NyQuil. God damn. Let my boy Everborn live.
Damn, man.
Shout out to Everborn. Free play mode. How's that teaching bad habits? No job ever asks you to remember shit off the top of your head. They always tell you to use your resources.
He's talking about ChatGPT. ChatGPT, it's because that's I forgot what the term is called. I don't think it's called daydreaming, but it's already been caught making shit up. There was a lawyer that used it in one of his court cases or whatever the fuck, and the ChatGPT made up an entire course, a law, it never existed. But in order to fit his argument or whatever the input he had, it churned out stuff. And on top of that, it's not a fact checking. You can't use it as a way to say whatever it gives me is fact. It uses an aggregate of whatever you yourself could search this on Google. That's what it's doing. It's filtering through all of Google, finding shit to answer with the question you fed it, and it's not double checking to make sure it's right. Of course, it would, you would hope that it uses correct resources and stuff like that, but you can't just say, "Oh, ChatGPT, it's great." Everyone, no, it's not fact checked. It's If you say some shit like, how are raindrops formed? Then yeah, nigga, it's easy to get some info on that that's correct. But you can't just rely on GPT to say that it's fact. You can't do that.
Yeah. He also said, he sent that super chat twice. Appreciate that. Thank you. Megazone EX, big super chat, $50. Gamers are going to let Microsoft monopolize gaming without exclusives. HBO and Disney duopolies streaming because of exclusives, which conflict with wanting people to still go to the movies. Juxtapose that with Microsoft benefiting from exclusive. I've seen people use the the HBO and Disney comparison a lot lately. Like I said, I'm not using the word monopoly and all that stuff and the duopolies, but just leave them publishers alone, bruh. Right. Calum Hunter. This dude is a clown. I think he was talking about Everborn. Y'all let my boy Everborn live, man. Shout out to that man. Megazone EX. Wait till E3. Wait till Game Pass. Wait till Halo. Wait till Redfall. Wait till Starfield. Wait till the FTC trial.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Almighty J24. Bots just want more games to not beat on their subscription.
Is that true?
Okay. Smoove.
Smoove be beating Game Pass games.
Yeah. No, it's not true. Not true.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Not beating games is like already like a cultural thing. With modern gamers. So that's even more so with Game Pass probably because you feel less obligated to actually complete it since it was just a new subscription service.
And when they start telling you that shit about to expire, I hop on and I make sure I beat that game.
Megazone EX with another big super chat. Appreciate that. They don't get money. They don't get the money question. They bought Activision for $1 billion and exposed Sony for dropping $200 million per year AAA games. Starfield and COD is this gen. Can Xbox budget and manage dropping the same money post gen? It goes back to needing exclusives, which Microsoft doesn't want.
Yeah, that's a good point. For me, see, the problem is this: they're paying so much money that they have to put these things on multi-plat. But to get the full benefit out of these studios, you would have to make it exclusive.
Something I saw that was weird is like I saw somebody say, it's great because Call of Duty could be in more places. I'm like, where was Call of Duty not before that people who cared about
Nintendo?
Like, I'm like that. Nintendo fans don't give a flying fuck about Call of Duty.
But they're not even about to get the real Call of Duty. They're about to get Call of Duty Mobile.
Exactly. So it's like, I'm like, where was it before that the people who actually cared about it couldn't get to it? I'm like, I don't. But that's cool.
Bro, what?
Buy one BBL, get one free. Says Nintendo is the real winner here. They are getting Activision Blizzard games along with Call of Duty.
As long as getting all the insider information on Microsoft and Sony.
Megazone EX also said Microsoft acquiring Sega as their gateway to Japan was a good idea 20 years ago. Kids are playing Roblox and Fortnite, not Sonic.
Don't let Rystar hear that.
Rystar, you have 5 minutes to reply, bitch nigga. Shout out to him. Emmanuel A1, salute for having Everborn on. He's a good brother. He is. Mob Trapstar, Amazon, Google, Disney, Tencent, Apple, Saudi, anybody can come in and start buying up publishers, not just Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. The gloves are off. That is true.
Hey, BG, quick question.
Yes.
You would say that Roblox is very successful, right?
I mean, from what I hear, yeah.
Why don't you put Roblox in the same conversation as
Dreams?
What? I didn't hear you because...
Why don't you put Roblox in the same category as Dreams?
Roblox is successful.
But it's still in that same category of games that you said nobody wants.
Yeah, you said nobody wants those games, but clearly people do want those games.
The entirety of Roblox is the definition of creating and putting other games in it.
Maybe I have the wrong idea of what Roblox is, because the shit I see about Roblox is like, I be seeing like people doing some real nigga shit, like robbing and shooting up people at parties. That's the shit I see on Twitter about. I know it's kids shit, but like people be doing some wild shit on there. I really don't know what Roblox is.
It's not like a game creator tool like Dreams, but in a sense, people use Roblox as a way to create their own like.
No, it is, Alex. Roblox is a game engine. To be honest,
wow. See, I didn't even know they described it that way. I just know that you can find entire other gamescapes in Roblox. Like there are entire communities that'll make a Call of Duty clone in Roblox, a 2K clone in Roblox. I mean, of course, they're not 1-to-1, but people use it as a way to, like, as a conduit for other games, as a creation tool.
Another one, BG. What about shit like VR chat and Rec Room?
Rec Room is a big
count those as successful?
I've never even heard of that shit.
You never heard of VR chat?
You never heard of Rec Room?
Never heard of it.
Wow, Rec Room is another big one. I've streamed hours of Rec Room of us playing like recreating the Men in Black. They'll recreate the show. I'm blanking right now. What's the show that came out? Squid Games. They recreated the whole show of Squid Games in Rec Room.
And the other part of it,
Rec Room is like a game engine as Roblox is, but it's a game creation.
The other thing about it is, and what I said about Dreams is on the wrong platform. PlayStation fans, they don't care about that shit.
That was never your argument. You said
that is part. That was something I always said. Though. It's on the wrong platform.
You've never said put Dreams on PC.
I've literally said that. I said that mad long ago.
He's literally said that those games all need to be on PC.
I've literally said Dreams would be more successful on PC and even Switch.
He did say that.
If he said that, if he said that, I'm wrong. I've always thought his sentiment was those games like Little Big Planet and Dreams. He doesn't want them around anyway. To me, his sentiment has always been, I don't want to make the game.
He said both, really.
Yeah, I've said like I definitely don't want it to exist, but if you're gonna make it, put it on the platform where people are actually going to care about it, because people on PlayStation ain't going to play it.
Oh, well, I only brought it up. I
don't know, because Roblox, isn't Roblox the #1 game on Xbox right now?
So you'd have to.
No, it's definitely one of the #1 games out there. Just to give you guys a heads up, I know it's not that big of a deal. I don't even know if this is part of the topics, but some old Call of Duty games have servers been brought back online. Of course, this is, courtesy of Xbox because they do backwards compatibility over there. Black Ops 1, 123,000 players back online. Black Ops 2, 11,500 players online, and Modern Warfare 3, nearly 80,000 players currently online.
I'm jealous as fuck. I would love to play Black Ops 1 right now. Question: Do they have all the maps unlocked for it, or do you still have to
They have everything that whatever if you own
buy
everything.
Because on Xbox they got the full backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox for those.
Nigga, I'd play Black Ops 1 multiplayer over Modern Warfare.
What's stopping you from getting Xbox, good brother?
That's not my ecosystem.
What is your ecosystem? You sound like a dork.
No, I've always been on PlayStation.
That's too bad.
Go where the games go, brother.
Yeah, I guess.
If you want to play, just go get a fucking Xbox or a PC.
I'm not waking up every morning thinking I want to play Black Ops. I just think it's cool that y'all can play that now, though.
You know what's sad about those numbers, though?
Let me log out right quick.
They're fucking way higher than Halo Infinite.
You know what numbers are also up? Halo Master Chief Collection.
So anything but Halo.
Not Call of Duty.
So what's Master Chief Collection out of curiosity?
They had a recent peak of about like 6,000 players on Steam. Like but I think it's well, let me pull it up.
Halo Infinite is usually around
in-game player count counters.
I'm going based. I'm using the Steam one. I'm not using anything from Xbox. I'm using Steam. That's usually.
Did this nigga say 6,000?
No,
I'm gonna say because Smoove, you understand when we talking about the Call of Duty player count, you can see that player count in game. It's at 100K. That's why people brought.
No. Yeah. The Call of Duty. No, but since Bond mentioned Halo Infinite, like I wanted to bring that Master Chief
like something Halo is actually up, but that's all.
Yeah, Master Chief Collection doing better than Infinite is what he's saying.
Hey, can I say one more thing about Exoprimal before we move on? Just real
we've
quick.
been moved on, but sure.
Hey, just one more thing, brother. I just want to say, because I do feel like as more people figure out what the game actually is, niggas gonna fuck with it. I even say give it a couple weeks, and you might actually see people talking about this game or trying to convince other people to play this game. And on top of the fact that it's a better dinosaur hunting game than Horizon will ever be.
That's bait. Nobody's gonna reply to that. let's all just be quiet. Let's see if it works.
Hey, man.
Nobody believes you. They should just make Dino Crisis, and Dino Crisis would be more of a success than Exoprimal will ever be.
I still don't know what Dino Crisis is, brother.
What?
So I can't speak on it.
Back in the day, it pretty much just played Resident Evil with dinosaurs. That's how it played then.
Yeah, back in the day, nigga.
Crazy. It was on PS2. Well, Dino Crisis 1, it was on PS1, but Dino Crisis 2 was on PS2. I think it was. No, that was a PS1 game too.
I never played none of the sequels, only played the first one.
Yeah, both of them was on PS1. Dino Crisis 2 went on PS2.
Okay, where was I? I think Mega Zone EX. Even if Microsoft buys Activision and Sega, Sony and Nintendo will do what they always have done for the past 30 years, make exclusive games. Microsoft has no IPs to copy off of.
Well,
okay. Kelly AFU. There are laws in Japan that foreign companies cannot buy any Japanese company. I don't know if that's true, because I always see people say it's not true. It is true. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. No idea. Ruffle Mutt. Those experimental PS3 games died to give us Last of Us 2 remake or remaster. Megazone EX. There are no studios right now saying, hey, I could make a game for Gamepass, let alone experimental. Yeah, I mean, they're not saying
there's no studios trying to just be ambitious right now making games. That's what he's saying.
I think he's saying nobody makes that with that intent in their mind that they're trying to make a game for Game Pass.
Unless Xbox literally just hits them up in the middle of them developing a game, of course not.
Yeah. Bless Red said Halo Infinite average player count is 15K on Xbox and PC.
That's abysmal. God damn.
It must be like 10K on Xbox, because on PC I know it's usually around 4 or 5K. Okay. Man, let me touch on any other these other topics I struggle to scrape together. Xbox is rolling out a new snitch feature. It's a new reporting feature for in-game chat. So it pretty much just records for 60 seconds. And the point of it is to report anybody like being toxic, anybody saying things inappropriate that they shouldn't be saying, any type of abuse going on, verbal abuse. So that's what this is for. Yeah, for in-game voice chat. I think this feature is, listen, I'm not mad at it. If little Timmy from Oklahoma decides to drop an N-bomb with the hard ER, listen, I'm snitching. I'm absolutely snitching. I want his account banned. I want him to cry. He can't play Xbox no more. I'm with it. But I think this feature is 2 gens late. Because who's in in-game chat nowadays?
Yeah, no one's in in-game chat.
So it's like, what people are in Discord, people are in their own private chat. Maybe this is they were forward thinking, and this is because of the Call of Duty games and stuff. And
it might be because of 2K crossplay.
Yeah, could have been.
Niggas know what it's about to be.
Yeah, could be that
some
stuff.
toxic shit going on.
The PlayStation Access controller comes out December 6th for $90. Some people were mad at me. I made a little jokey joke on Twitter, asking, I said tag somebody who gonna need this. and you know, put a little LOL at the end, and some people got a little bit hurt, got a little bit butt hurt.
They got your ass up out here.
A little sensitive, and you know, I stood on it. I said, "Listen,
you were making fun of the handicap." Well, that's fucked up. And then you double back. So you say you stood on something making fun of handicap people, BG. Come on, brother.
See, that wasn't.
They can't stand on anything. Now, why would you say that?
See,
you was a sick nigga, boy. God,
you see. So, and I literally said, I'm like, listen, if y'all get mad at this, then please don't watch Weapon Wheel, because I'm the mild one. I'm the good one on Weapon Wheel.
You're the nice guy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't say the egregious like crazy shit. That's
Really?
not me.
Hold up, let me pull up the list.
So, oh no,
I'm gonna give you a minute to take back that egregious.
I don't say it anymore. That was me in my past life.
that was a different VG.
I was born again in 20. What year was I born again? I would say
2018.
Yeah, 2018, 2019. That's when I changed my ways.
He was still saying some crazy shit back then.
Yeah,
definitely was. Come on,
but I wasn't even making fun of, like, you know, people with disabilities. I was making fun of people like Smoove, you know, who were bad at games. But you know,
but you're pretty much insinuating that Smoove is so bad at games that he might as well be handicapped, correct? Or that his gameplay style mimics someone.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see, but my thing is, it was everybody but niggas in wheelchairs that was offended. I'm like, you niggas not even in wheelchairs.
Hey, Smoove, how you feel about this move?
Can I get a nigga? Can I get somebody?
I'm a little hurt.
Ain't that fucked up? That shit
Like,
crazy.
listen, I just hate the. Can I get somebody with one leg that's actually mad at me? Like, y'all got all y'all limbs acting upset about what I said. You're not even handicapped. You don't got no disability.
I get mad at you.
For what?
Obviously, there you go.
There you go. You said people with one leg.
Oh yeah, you got a bad knee. You can still stand on yours though. So I don't know if you count. But I hate that. Like, it's always people that's not from the community that want to act like they mad at you. You can't say that. Oh no, tell one of them niggas that you know, that's paralyzed from the waist down to tell me that I can't say it.
To be fair, they also can't fight their own battles, BG. Come on, bro.
What are you saying, Jack?
You thought they were gonna come up with a concise argument? They probably drooling on it. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but you see what I'm saying, though, right? No, the people you talking about, if they need their controller, I don't think they're trying to argue on Twitter. They got other issues. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they wear helmets to eat cereal. That's what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna give a exactly. If I'm drowning in fucking tomato soup, I don't give a fuck what BG saying on Twitter. Like,
wow.
Okay,
that's like real shit. Like,
okay, I get what you're saying. But yeah, some people.
So your response to them is, did you wipe? That's what you asking instead, Jack, when they ask you about that.
Like, if I was one of the people and BG said that to me, I'd be like, no. Like, what the fuck?
You have an alien bird on your chest, nigga. What the hell was it?
Man, you going to hell with gasoline pants on, brother.
What did I do? I didn't do nothing. I was minding my whole ass business this whole week, man. What are you talking about?
That's crazy. And they were trying to kill me on Twitter when they need to be coming after you.
You need to be ashamed of yourself, brother. That's all I'm telling you. That's it. Them people can't fight their own battles, man. They needed them people to help them.
Well, anyway, yeah, the Access controller comes out in December. You know, I hope it allows you know, people who otherwise wouldn't have the ability to play some of these games. I hope it helps y'all. You know, I hope, you know, some of them are very talented individuals. They be using their mouth on the joystick and they be using their feet.
All right. Wrap it up, brother.
I'm just saying, like, credit to those people. They're
You crossing the line, BG.
You ever seen that Broly legs dude? He played with his mouth. LTG got canceled. He called him Krang. That shit had me crying, nigga. Oh my god.
Krang?
Yeah, he called him Krang. Nigga, they still on LTG. He said that shit like 5-6 years ago. They still on his ass about that shit, bro.
Oh,
that joint's crazy.
God. They should. You could call that nigga MODOK too.
What's crazy though? That dude's a beast, like a Street Fighter and shit. That dude's a fucking beast, bro. Playing with his tongue and shit, like that nigga go off.
Yeah, his Chong Li is pretty good, but that's not the worst thing. LTG said he got into it with one of those irregulars. He said, "Why don't you split your hot dog?"
Oh yeah, I see that shit.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. But yeah, they be playing with they feet, playing with their mouth, or whatever limbs they got left, little nubs on their arms, you know.
What they got left? God damn. All right.
Those people be proficient at gaming, though. You'll be surprised.
Yeah. They
I respect
it. Yeah.
Like
I respect
PG.
their,
Wow.
I respect their ability.
Hey, what's the price point on this controller, man? I might get in and start exploiting some of these games. I ain't gonna lie to you. Fuck it.
You know, because it looked like a modded fight stick almost. You know, the way
Look, you just gotta sit on that motherfucker to get
Spin
the
around.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my
some of your
God.
fucking ass. I don't fucking know that y'all crazy.
Well,
Anyway, next topic,
yeah.
PG.
Next. Let's see what I got. Oh, Last of Us show received 24 Emmy nominations. Yay.
Undeserved, but congratulations.
That's crazy, bro. People that in my real life that ain't never played the game, they thought that show was amazing. I'm
It
like,
wasn't
I mean,
that
I
good.
get it.
It's
It
definitely
was
not
cool.
24 Emmy nominations good. Definitely not that good.
People that didn't play the game fuck with it heavy, but people that played the game, I think some of them still fuck with it. But like, bro, the fact that Snowfall didn't get any nominations, correct?
Yeah, none.
That's shenanigans of the highest order. I don't know who the fuck be voting on these awards. That's why I don't watch award shows no more, man. When you see shit like that, you know it's not meant to be watched, bro. That's it.
You know who votes.
Is it white women?
The other powerful group.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, you know that's
strawberry eaters.
That strawberry scene. Whew, it's so powerful. It's so brave.
Wasn't that scene like I don't know what's the right word, but it's basically like it was his own thing separate from the show.
Oh, you mean it's not? It got nominated.
DLC. It was DLC because it wasn't a part of the game.
Shit, crazy.
See, listen, I don't want to make it into because listen, if that was like two like a heterosexual couple, that scene doesn't even get any attention. And I understand why. I understand why because I guess homosexual couples aren't really shown in that light that much.
And
so
didn't
I guess
they just get a dedicated movie with an Asian daughter?
I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
Oh, never mind. I mean, didn't Batista play in like a horror movie?
Oh, you
and the parents
knock at the cabin.
Yeah,
I would say that black on black couples are probably the least represented on TV outside of Tyler Perry movies.
but they group us into that so that they count it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we always get grouped into that bullshit.
And you know what's crazy? It's always a white dude and a black girl. It's never usually that.
Yeah, bro, you see that, right?
It's never a black dude with a white woman. And if it is, that's the point of the movie is that, oh, I'm black. And
that's because,
it's usually
but a black man being with a white woman is not viewed highly. That's frowned upon in the society. But the other way around,
really?
No, the other way around, people kind of fuck with it a little bit, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that.
That's because the creators at B they can make a kink out of that. A black woman jungle fever rather than
yes, sir.
Because
BBC tearing that shit up. Adam 22
Insidious
style,
was the last Insidious movie was kind of like that in a way. I liked it, but a lot of times they used a black character because the white character is very vanilla, like just no.
There'd be no reason for them to ever be prejudiced because they're already awkward and nobody likes.
Yeah, they're
them
awkward.
anyway.
They just have no personality. Let's put this.
You see how it's the black woman, right,
in
and
there,
the white son. Yeah.
That's why they had to get rid of affirmative action.
What the world?
Anyway. Next, but yeah, so it doesn't deserve 24 Emmy nominations, but
it deserves a few. It deserves a few. Hold on, did Pedro
the actor? Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Did Pedro Pascal get nominated? I ain't seen the nominations, like what they exactly are. So he got nominated.
Pretty much most of the cast got nominated from what I saw.
Nigga, Pedro Pascal
was that crazy?
He didn't do nothing the whole fucking season.
Bro, the most dramatic he acted was when he grabbed his chest from heartburn when he was in the snow level.
When he found that fucking ravioli.
Yeah, he called it the level.
Yeah, when he was in that snow thing.
Pedro's best acting was in the first episode. After that, he was just like kind of one emotion, and Joel is not like Joel is kind of dry, but he's not one emotion. He's just like
Joe had humor, he had frustration, he had sensual moments. That nigga Pedro was
his acting was so bad. I was 150% against Bella Ramsey playing Ellie. By the end of the show, I'm like, she ain't that bad. I'm looking at this nigga. I'm like, yo, he ain't doing shit. Like, god damn.
Yeah. Dude who played, like I said, I think dude who played Henry is the best actor in that entire show.
He did his thing.
Yeah, that's just me. And I would say, and I'll give it to David also. But telling another man to go take a shower is crazy. I can't,
Oh, you said David. I'm thinking you talking about. No, that wasn't David. What's other? I don't know what the old buddy name.
Ron Swanson. I don't know.
You talking about Bill? You talking about Bill husband?
Yeah.
His name wasn't David. His name was something else.
Bro, go take a shower.
Yeah, my bad. I'm thinking of David. I'm thinking of
for like 2 months.
Accountable.
Yeah. Don't tell no other man to take a shower. That you just met this nigga too. I'm like, that's how y'all get down. Like,
I mean, if he stink, I'd rather if you in my house, I'd rather go take.
But
a
he
shower.
just met he met the nigga that day. Like, y'all move that quick.
Nigga, it's the apocalypse. You gotta fuck
funny.
somebody.
How you find a random man in your hole? Like, I don't understand.
Huh?
Sorry, I don't know.
What did you just say?
In your hole? Hey,
Like, how do
never
you find a
refer to
random?
yourself as having a hole.
No, I know.
Oh, he did find him in a hole. That was
in a hole.
Oh,
right?
I thought you meant his hole.
Nigga, you
yeah.
just scared everybody in this motherfucker. God damn.
And
Okay,
I don't know the gay, communities.
But
they're dating how they move. So maybe I should mind my business.
BG, let's say you by yourself in a neighborhood and Frost come out of the woods, all musty and redhead and all that. You gonna tell her like take a shower, but don't tell like you're not gonna do nothing with Frost?
I'm not hitting
BG
that.
you trying to play hard to get in the fucking apocalypse, bro? Know what I'm saying?
So y'all hitting Frost in the apocalypse?
Nigga, it's just you.
Are you hitting Frost in the apocalypse?
Yes.
Bro, I mean, what else you gonna do? Like, what the hell?
Nigga, beat off? Like, lotion still exists, right?
Nigga in the apocalypse want to play backgammon. Nigga, you better do something.
Nigga, he ain't seen a real person in years. Nigga,
Hold
like,
on. Did lotion expire too? Like, lotion still work, right? Like, they still got that?
Who's manufacturing lotion, nigga?
Hey,
lotion
man.
separate when he get too old. It separate when he get too old, BG.
Nigga.
Nigga about to be with curdled lotion trying to
look at the
off.
type of shit they be finding in the Last of Us universe still. Nigga, you can find some lotion.
Turn it down. Hey, them niggas ain't turn down no type of sexual activity in the apocalypse, nigga.
So BG would have had to, let's see, forage and fight through fucking clickers and infected to get some lotion because he wouldn't want to bang an ugly chick.
That's crazy. He cap. I don't know why he doing it. It's because he married. That's why he doing that.
I'm not hitting Frost, bro.
I'd have my wife. If I was in apocalypse, I'd have my wife with me.
You were trying to fuck a clicker. You had the opportunity, nigga.
Oh, you a freak ass nigga. Hey,
Do you remember when people were posting that picture of the thick clicker?
That's what I'm saying. What if you see a clicker and they got a little cake on it?
With the weapon little intro in the background going crazy.
Yes, sir.
Somebody in the chat said spit works. Y'all niggas nasty. I'm moving on.
Y'all niggas jacking off with spit? Damn.
Y'all some freaks.
I know Jack ain't just
Hey, Jack,
saying,
spit's the secret shush.
Secret shush. Ew.
Oh man. The Gex trilogy.
Spit is king.
No, that ain't what the next topic need to be, nigga.
I'm just listen. You like old retro games.
You know what that segue. Hey, it's another Last of Us topic we need to touch on real quick. Good.
From the composer. What's his name? Gustavo.
Yes.
He said that there's another edition, some type of other edition of The Last of Us Part 2 coming out.
Oh God!
Okay.
Is it the Joel not dying edition?
Brother.
Spoilers.
When they came out with the Legacy of Thieves collection, I stood on business. Even though I love Uncharted, I played all them games, 14, 15. I said I'm not going to buy the game and I'm not going to play it. And I even got the game through PS Plus. I got the game through my game share partner. I still haven't played it. All I got to do is turn it on, get 2 platinums. I don't want it, right? So, with news of this, with news of this, the fact that we might get an announcement and a release of The Last of Us Part 2 at full price before we even get Factions 2 news, if you buy this, you're a fucking dick eater. I'm sorry. Respectfully. Bro, eventually we got to stop this shit. It was cute at first when we get the Ghost of Tsushima director's cut that costs like extra $30 for some fucking DualSense features that they can patch in with a click of a couple of buttons because they've done it in other games like Helldivers that didn't have no direct patch. But I digress, right? So we pay for that. But you know what was going on around that time too? We were getting other games. You know what I mean? We was getting other games. I don't have a problem with no remakes, remasters, none of that. But when it's the only thing you bringing out, and you got the audacity to come out on the Last of Us Day and say, we not finna give y'all no new game news, but here goes something y'all can buy from the PlayStation Gear store. Some fucking Pride Month shirts or some dumbass shit. Bro, where the fuck are the new games? That's what I want to know. And nigga said, well, it took 5 years to make The Last of Us Part 2, right? From the first one, right? They also made 2 Uncharted games in them 5 years. So they can't make no new games, but they can remaster. They can fully remake from the ground up The Last of Us Part 1 that nobody fucking asked for because it didn't have no new fucking features. But you can't make a new game? What the fuck is going on, bro?
Jack, what did I say before? Remember when I told you my friend got banned from the Overwatch group because he said they were concentrating more on the regular shit than the actual game?
Bro, this is crazy, bro.
I doing the same thing.
Where is the new game announcements, bro? That's all I want.
I think the problem once again goes back to the time it takes to make games.
It's been like 4 or 5 years. Why would they announce the game 4 or 5 years ago? And it was just a multiplayer component.
Well, I was talking about Last of Us Part. Well, we assume they're making Part 3. We assume that's what they're doing. But 3 is like 4 years away. 3-4 years away. So
the only thing that could justify them doing a director's cut is got to have some type of fucking hefty DLC story that we ain't never seen before. If it ain't coming with 20 hours of new gameplay and encounters and all that, I don't want it, bro. They finna release the exact same game, put a different cover on that bitch, and charge $70. And then niggas saying, how are you assuming it's gonna be $70? Well, how much they gonna charge for it, brother? They gonna put it in PlayStation Plus Extra? How much you think they gonna charge for it?
If it's a director's cut,
in there for you, Jack.
Part 3 is 100% coming because they probably want to get that out so they can adapt it on TV.
But Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut, was that full price? That wasn't full price, right?
Nah, but that was before they were charging $70 for games too, though.
I don't think if it's a director's cut.
How much was Last of Us Part 1? How much was Part 1?
How much was Part
$70 because that's a brand new. It was
$70.
It was a new game.
So they'll do the same thing then.
No, they won't. Not if it's a director's cut.
Ghost of Tsushima was cross-gen though. This not going to be cross. I don't think
hold on, Jack.
If it's a director's cut, it's not going to be $70.
What's up?
Director's cut. It's not going to be 70 because it's not a full remake. The Last of Us Part 1 was a full remake.
So how much?
$70. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
How much you think it's gonna cost? 50?
It's gonna be
40.
It's gonna be $50. And hold on, I believe if you already own the game, they'll give it to you for $30. You get an upgrade. Pay the $30. You get the upgrade.
Now they know what an upgrade path was. So why when people own Spider-Man on PS4,
they did the same thing with Ghost. They did the same thing with Ghost. Ghost, if you owned the game, you only had to pay like $30. You got the shit.
Only okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but it came with a whole DLC expansion. Come on.
So overall, all I got to spend is $90 to get a complete experience with some shit I already fucking bought. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sony.
I mean, you don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it.
I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to.
But a fan like myself, I am buying it day one. I'm going to spend that $50. I'm going to spend that $30.
Wipe your fucking knees, man. Wipe your knees.
Itself, like by itself, it's not the issue. It's the fact that the other games, the newer ones, are taking so long to develop. That's the real problem now.
Jack, didn't I tell you this was gonna happen? I told y'all niggas with Demon Souls. I told y'all niggas with the remake Part 1. Did I not predict this?
This is the problem with game development, right? It's a gift and a curse because check this out, right? We either have it where it's these extended ass gameplay development cycles where we don't hear no news, or you have a quick turnaround like Insomniac, but the game looked like a fucking copy and paste of the last game.
So and which one you want?
I don't know. What happened to the middle ground, bro? What happened to the middle ground, bro?
I mean, those don't exist no more, dog.
To be fair, Ragnarok was copy and pasting. Y'all love that. So
it definitely was. They added a fucking spear. That's like, come on, man. Oh my god, bro. All right, what?
Naughty Dog has 3 games in development. BG.
You know what's funny about that one time? Niggas always be. When I complain, right, niggas be like, well, all the games they got in development, then they just start naming code names and unannounced studio projects from developers they don't know nothing about. They ain't never seen no games from these fucking developers as a collective. But this is the shit I'm supposed to be hyped for. Some shit that don't even got an official fucking name or copyright or trademark. Nigga, fuck you. Go ahead, Watson.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, they got a lot that they working on. They got, obviously, factions. They have a new IP that we still have not seen. It's like they said it's a new AAA IP. And then Last of Us 3 is in really early development. We're not getting Last of Us 3 till the end of the generation. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, this what we wanted, I guess, man. I ain't asked for this shit, but I guess this what I wanted. I don't fucking know.
You kind of did, Jack?
How? I never asked for this shit.
I mean, you want AAA style games in the way that you've been getting them, right?
I want good games in a timely fashion. I don't give a fuck if it's AAA, AA made by the nigga at the Foot Locker. I don't give a fuck about none of that
Are you
shit,
talking
man.
about in general or specifically from Naughty Dog?
Overall, Sony as a whole, they're not making games that appeal to me in for the large, bro. Spider-Man 2, it looked cool, but like I said, it ain't like I didn't fucking faint, fall out, start sweating when I see this shit. Like I don't look at Spider-Man 2 for this and say I gotta play that. I need it right now. I don't have that opinion, bro. When I saw The Last of Us 2 originally, I had that feeling. When I saw the original Spider-Man, I had that feeling. When I saw God of War 2018, I had that feeling. But it ain't, the feeling is gone, brother. It's gone. I want that old thing back. Bro. That's what I want.
But the thing,
I want that old thing back.
But what
you know why you feel that way, Jack?
What is that, brother?
What's the best pussy?
Are you gonna say new?
Girl
Yep.
pussy.
There you go.
There you go.
But
I guess so, man.
Jack, those games that you're talking about that blow you away, which I agree, those shits took mad long to develop though.
They did, but back then, long was what, 5 years maybe, bro. But this is the point though, BG. Back then, in them 5 years, we was getting smaller titles. We was getting DLCs that was worth playing. Yeah. We was getting other shit.
He just said he didn't like that stuff though.
But now we're not getting anything. Like we're literally not getting nothing, bro. Like we just sitting here waiting, bro. Like it's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
fucking insane.
Listen, I think the AA games are important, but I think people say they want them, but
I do, dog. I do, bro.
I don't know. People
I'm
say
tired
one
of
thing.
playing these extended long ass games all the time.
But it goes back to what I was saying last week, right? About the smaller details and the all the small details in games that people nitpick. Oh, that didn't move when I stepped on it, or this shit don't shake, or something like that, or this world feels. That might come with a AA game, and all they gonna do is literally pick it apart. That's what people do. I see it on Twitter all the time. They pick apart what the AA game doesn't do.
Okay, here go a good point Muck brought up. He said, I'm part of the problem because I want bigger and bigger games. But this is the problem, Muck. They taking longer to make, but then they release the exact same shit we just seen. Like, if these games was coming out and actually doing something that was, I couldn't fathom them doing that in the previous game, like, I'd be like, oh, wow. Like, okay, Horizon Forbidden West, perfect example. Now, the game is a drastic improvement from the first game, but the shit they hyped up, that flying shit, that shit was ass. If we being 100, that shit wasn't impressive, bro. It was very limited. You got it at the end of the game. You didn't really do shit with it. That shit was fucking garbage.
Nice.
So, huh?
No, I was just gonna mention, since you mentioned that, that was actually a small topic because they said they almost cut the flying because due to PS4, they almost couldn't get it running on PS4. And somebody pointed out, that might be why flying is so goddamn slow in Horizon, is because they have to make it slower so the PS4 can load while you're flying, because the flying is slow as hell in that game.
Yeah, it is. On top of that, the underwater traversal in that game fucking sucks. You can't even do a stealth kill in the underwater. You can't do nothing when you underwater, bro.
This goes back to the argument of why cross games are holding us back.
But
yeah, definitely.
But now they're stepping away from cross-gen games. Are we gonna see that leap? That's what I'm all about, bro. Spider-Man 2, from that footage we saw, there's no leap. The enemies are literally copy and pasted skins of the silver. I can't never say the fucking word. The Sable bitch. Bro, you go look at the enemies in Spider-Man 2018, them enemies, and look at them fucking Kraven enemies. It's literally the exact same shit, bro. They doing the exact same thing. They got the same guns. They got the same weapons. It's nothing different. The only difference is you got a fucking Venom symbiote suit. Like, come on, man. I know y'all seeing this shit, bro.
I think the games you are waiting for, Jack, Those are like 2025 and beyond.
Now, Jack, you see this frustration you're having? Imagine if you were an Xbox fan.
The games you want are the games actually made this gen for these gen consoles. These are just games that were made during the transition of the gen and happen to be coming out. For PS5. They're still technically PS4 games based on the time that they were made.
You just gotta complete the transition, Jack.
I guess so, man. If I gotta chop my dick off to get some better games, man, I might be wet. I ain't gonna hold you.
Another one you ain't brought up, Jack, that people keep saying y'all kind of skipped over was the Ratchet and Clank shit too.
What about?
I mean, them games been repetitive for forever. Like, it looked better. It's a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun game too, but it's the same shit they've been playing since 2002. It's not much of a difference.
I also don't think we're getting like from anybody. I don't think we're gonna get that jump from like PS3 to PS4. I don't think we're ever getting that again.
But it's not even visuals at this point. I'm talking about gameplay mechanics. We ain't seen. When was the last time you played a game? Was like, damn, that's. But I say The Last of Us 2, actually. The whole dodge and the way you do the combat in that game. That was the last time I was blown away by some gameplay. What was that? 2020? That was 3 fucking years ago, bro.
Let them go back to the conversation from earlier. Y'all want the cookie cutter games. Y'all don't want the experimental games. The games where you see developers putting some real passion.
I don't think I call those experimental. I don't think those are.
I want some I want some innovative shit in my game, and bro, that's it.
Let them transition. Let them fully transition, Jack, and they're gonna take some pills, and they're gonna become fully themselves.
Well, Neil Druckmann only he the last of the old regime, so they might actually transition. So I hope that happens, brother. Yeah. So we need that.
They're gonna take their hormones around like the end of 2024, start of 2025. That's when you're gonna see the real change.
But serious question, I want to talk about this in here. Is that acceptable, bro? Is it acceptable for them to come out on the biggest day of The Last of Us again and basically spit in the face of the fans of the franchise?
Have they ever announced anything good on Last of Us Day? I don't think they ever have.
It's been better than the last two announcements I remember are the game won't have online.
Postcards.
We waited a few months before the game come out to tell y'all it's not gonna have online, and we don't have no new game announcement. Like, bro, what? Whatever. I'm done talking
and a
about
postcard. I remember a postcard one year or some dumb shit.
I'm done talking about this shit, bro. Y'all ain't got no problem with it. I don't.
Yeah, we do, man. But it's the nature of the beast right now.
That's what y'all want.
Let me see what else. Yeah, so I talked about the Horizon flying thing. Major Nelson is retiring he's leaving Microsoft after 22 years. I'm not sure if he's going to do anything else. Shout out to him, I guess. Evan Wells, who was co-president at Naughty Dog for like 25 years, he's also leaving, as Jack mentioned. So Neil Druckmann is going to be the main president for now.
I do got something else to say. A lot of these, I don't think this shit a coincidence, man. It's a big turnover at Naughty Dog, man. And Neil Druckmann is probably the goddamn. I didn't never want to believe this, but that nigga's the fucking problem, bro. He's the goddamn problem, bro. Everybody, even the niggas he fucking his cohorts in that shit with Alston, Aim, and Henning. That nigga even left. And then the other niggas he teamed up with, everybody that works with this nigga ends up leaving. It's not a fucking coincidence. He's a problem.
I don't know. It's 25 years.
Him, bro.
It's 25 years, Jack. It's 25 years.
Why is everybody all of a sudden leaving? Would you leave a cushy job like that, nigga? First of all, they ain't doing shit.
He's retiring.
I'm not leaving a job where I ain't got to do nothing.
He's retiring after 25 years, Jack.
Evan, they don't gotta do nothing. They not making no fucking games. All they doing is remastering the old shit.
I don't think the co-president. Sit down. I don't think the co-president of Naughty Dog makes games. I think they do. I think he does other stuff.
Exactly. He's just sitting there. What have they done in the past 5 years? They not doing nothing.
Jack, I think he handles other business. Neil, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, them niggas ain't doing that. What the fuck? He signed off on the flannel you can buy on the PlayStation. My point is, them niggas ain't did shit. What the fuck he working on?
Jack, I'm pretty sure there Jack, all I'm saying is I'm pretty sure there's a lot of business that a co-president of a studio does. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
This is my only question. In the past 5 years, what business have they conducted, my nigga? That's all I'm asking. I need to see some. Matter of fact, somebody get the goddamn IRS on the phone. Sony, I'm convinced Sony's a goddamn money laundering scheme at this point. Because where is the goddamn games? Where are the games? I need to see an audit and tax log about that motherfucker. Where are they even getting the revenue to pay these niggas? They ain't putting that shit to buy. I'm confused and flustered in this motherfucker, okay? Where is the goddamn games, man? Damn!
Like I said, Jack,
That's crazy. I used to say this about Xbox, but now it's about
PlayStation. When you're the co-president, that comes with a lot of duties outside of gaming. I'm just making that assumption. I'm pretty sure his duties and list of responsibilities, probably developing the game, is probably the last thing that Evan Wells is actually doing.
Look, I need them to get a goddamn one of them white and black little cow journal notebooks. Write down what you've been doing for the past 5 years, my brother. What? You know, when you retire from PlayStation, they should put you in front of a fucking parole board, nigga. Can you tell us what you been doing for this half a decade? We ain't seen no games come up at your goddamn studio, brother. Just lay it out for us, because we need to know. You need to get approved for that shit, because this is crazy. That's all I'm saying, man. Respect. Shout out to him.
Go off on Naughty Dog, Jack. Proceed.
Wait, you just say you need to get approved or retired?
Hey, yeah, man. Shit. Fuck going on over there, Smoove, man? This shit's crazy.
EA revealed, well, they didn't reveal anything. It was just a little screen. They announced officially the Black Panther game that they're working on. It's by the studio called Cliffhanger Games. It's led by this dude called Kevin Stevens. He worked on Shadow of Mordor. And there's other veterans from Call of Duty, God of War, and Halo working on this. It's third-person action-adventure game, AAA, single-player, expansive, reactive world, whatever the hell that means.
It's 2 Black Panther games in development. Is that correct?
No, 1.
No, it's 2.
They announced one last year.
That was this. That was this.
No,
it's a different. That's a different studio, BG. It's two different studios making two different
games, bro. Because one of them is Black Panther and Captain America, ain't it? And then this was just Black Panther by himself.
Yeah, the first one, Black Panther.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
I don't know if you mind, BG, but there's also some breaking news. It's more Xbox shit.
This Xbox Live Gold thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what this means. Okay, so Xbox Live Gold will transition to Xbox Game Pass Core on September 1st. Includes online multiplayer and various benefits. Same price as Xbox Live Gold. Existing Xbox Live Gold members will convert to Core. Includes 25 Game Pass titles. Oh, so they're just putting Game Pass and
they doing a tier system now. Like
they're doing a PlayStation.
Yeah, it's like PlayStation. They're making
okay.
tiers.
Yeah. Okay. So they're doing a combination thing. Okay. Cool.
Don't you still need gold to play games online though?
Thoughts, Smoove?
I'm just seeing this. I'm trying. I mean, read the crap yet. I'm trying to. Did this just go live on Twitter?
Because because people have been criticizing Live Gold, and it's been trash for a long time, for what I've seen.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're like putting it under Xbox Game Pass or combining it within it, which makes a lot of sense because the shit they've been putting out on Live Gold, bro, them games, I'm like, bro, like nobody's playing this. So good for them.
So Game Pass Core September 1st. Can you turn this down? Game Pass Core on September. So September 1st. So Game. Oh, okay. So they sort of. All right. It's damn. Okay.
But wait.
For Core. Yep.
You still needed gold to play games online, right?
I think it's just turned into a form of Game Pass. That's how they did it.
That's what I was about to ask. So basically, to play games online, you're gonna have to buy Game Pass now, right?
Yeah, you get Game Pass Core for $10 a month. That's now the new base model Game Pass, and it's over 25 high quality games on console. Member deals discount. It's just never mind. You know what this is?
What's the new tiers though, Smoove, besides the first one? What's up?
All right, so console, which is standard Game Pass, which is $1 more, and then you have PC Game Pass, which is still $10, and then Ultimate, which is this actually doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. Core is just a waste of money. It's just pay
extra $1. If you can get an extra $1, that's.
My thing is, are they forcing everybody to a monthly tier now? Okay, core.
That's kind of what it seems like.
All right, so core is you buy it for $10 a month, or you buy it for $60 for the year. So they're gonna still allow you to buy it for the year, but it's when they say more than 25 Game Pass games available in core service, they list them. It says Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom, Eternal, Fable Anniversary, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Grounded, Halo 5 Guardians, Halo Wars 2, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Human Fall Flat, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Psychonauts 2, State of Decay 2, Elder Scrolls Online. And Microsoft says this list will grow in the coming months. All right, so yeah, they're definitely doing a PlayStation.
So
with their,
it's a sample.
You see that?
So in that tier, they're giving you sample of Game Pass games.
Is it the same price that Gold was originally?
Yeah.
So that means there is no such thing as an Xbox user that won't be a Game Pass subscriber now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least online. That plays online. You can't play online without being
just one. Bond, pay me my money.
Yeah, they're gonna convert that shit, so it's definitely gonna go over 50 million.
And since the regular Game Pass that has 100+ games is just $1 more, that they basically trying to get people to go to Game Pass.
Damn, Smoove already celebrating. Goddamn, hey Smoove, how much of this? 120.
He might have finessed the win out of Bond.
What's going on? What's going on?
I get paying attention, Bond. Oh man, I'll run it down for him, Smoove. I'll run it down for him.
I heard Vanessa win at a bomb. What's going on?
So Xbox just essentially merged Xbox Live with Game Pass with Xbox Live Gold by changing Xbox Live Gold to Game Pass Core and modifying a little bit, which then just converts anybody that's not a Game Pass member that's on Xbox Live to Game Pass, and that's more than 25 million. So that I already hit the 40 million mark.
But that's converting. That's not increasing.
It increases.
No, because basically what happens, Bond, is that anybody that's subscribed to Gold will get moved to this Xbox Live Core thing.
The bet was to create 10 million new people. You moving people
they
over.
Just did. They weren't subscribed to Game Pass before.
That's not increasing by 10 million. That's literally just moving what you had from one hand over to the other.
We didn't have that stipulation in this bet. So as of September 1st, when this thing comes into effect, Game Pass will get however many more millions. Pay up, Bond, or get out.
I guess you might get on a technicality on that one, Smoove.
Did Smoove get a W? Hold on. Did y'all make 2 bets on that too? Oh, Lord have mercy.
50 million by June 30th.
All right, well, we gonna see. They're gonna do them updated numbers now. You know they're gonna brag on that shit. They're gonna brag on that shit now.
Definitely going to.
That shit just in time for Starfield to come out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're gonna force people to.
Yeah, they're basically trying to force people over the Game Pass. That's what this is.
And related to this, because there was an announcement that Microsoft was ending Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family, probably to make some changes to it. It seemed they're ending it in August, even though I don't know if it ever fully released though. Right?
It only was in beta for like a month.
It was only they only tested it internationally, and it probably did, financially it just probably didn't work.
Yeah, they need to make changes and tweak it. Yeah. So now when they come out with that, it's even more in Game Pass.
Damn.
Yeah. So once
PR
again,
talk crazy.
PR talk is wild.
Yeah. All in on the subscription service. Let me see what else I got. The Gex trilogy, if anybody cares, that's coming out.
And Blander ain't here, so nobody cares.
I've never played it.
I played the first one on the demo disc.
Only thing I know about Gex is that it has like a really I guess semi-serious story for some reason, and he got a human wife or some shit like that. I don't know. It's some weird shit, bro. I never played it before though.
It's very weird. The game is funny enough, it would fit into like Adult Swim, almost like an Adult Swim cartoon. I played it on the PS1 demo disc back in the day, but yeah, and this is being done through limited run games, I think.
Yes, sir.
Also, the never come out.
Hopefully, nobody supports that trash ass company.
I stand with limited run, sir.
Yeah, Gex was never that popular, but I guess it was all right.
This guy's got a cult following though.
Yeah. Man, the teen.
Chat said Bond 30 Smoove too.
The teen hacker who leaked the 90 clips from GTA 6 last year, he has been deemed psychiatrically unfit to stand trial.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
The insanity grift has won. His lawyer did his thing.
I would have went that whole acting stupid as hell. Yes, sir.
So they're probably gonna put him in some nice, cozy, psych facility.
You ever seen that? You ever seen the episode of Wayne's Brother where Pops he got to get his he get audited by the IRS? He put that fucking tinfoil hat on top of his head. He start flipping his lips with his finger. They were like, "Get that crazy man out of there." That's what he did. Hey, I don't blame him, dog. Yes, sir.
You getting away with it, man.
Fire.
Man. And a Destiny 2 player has to pay $500K for racially harassing a Bungie community manager and his family.
Good. You say $500K?
Yep.
Damn.
Listen, I'm here to tell you that Destiny isn't good enough for you to be harassing developers over, brother. That's crazy. The game ain't that good. Like, harass people over a game that's worth it, like me.
They never get that money though. They never get.
Man, you know how drove you gotta be to be a regular nigga working a regular job, and you gotta pay $500 that you ain't even. Yo, I be so fucking hurt, bro.
That's fucked up.
Man, it sucks to suck. What else? Sega's trying to make a Sega Saturn Mini, but they said it's been difficult.
Yeah, because that shit's.
Gotta figure out somebody that want to play that damn thing.
Nah, that'll sell. That'll sell.
Nigga, it's like 3 games that was good on the Sega Saturn, and one of them was a Spider-Man game.
Fuck.
It had a short lifespan, but I think people are definitely buy that.
Sega Saturn had way more than 3 games. I mean, they had 3 games that were good with the name Virtua in the damn title, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Wasn't a DOA game on there?
That's when Dead or Alive came out. It came out on the Saturn.
So I'm trying to let me see his reason. So he said in June of last year, Sega's classic hardware producer Yosuke Ukanari said that he had considered producing mini versions of the classic consoles, but claimed the cost of producing the parts for either Dreamcast or Saturn would be prohibitively expensive.
Fuck yeah. Yo, y'all don't understand what the Saturn did to gaming. First of all, when people say, oh, a remake is something built from the ground up, not just ported, that would mean every game on the fucking Saturn is an exclusive. The Saturn was such an oblong console. Instead of like programming in triangles, it programmed in quadrilaterals.
With the game and
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking making that thing.
Yes, sir. BG, you all right, brother? Okay, I guess not.
I hear his vibrator going on.
Yo.
Let's do this.
Y'all was talking about me? I had to change the battery in my headset.
Oh,
right. It was the headset.
Bro. My God. They say your roll's going off, BG.
I took my headset off for like 5 seconds. Y'all get to talking about vibrators? Come on, bro.
How you heard that?
Because that's the first thing I heard when I put my headset back on.
All right.
Freak ass.
Next topic.
That might have been the last one. Let's see.
Fire.
That might be the last thing I got.
Hey, so just in case it's another boring week this week, game night next week?
Sure. Yeah, that's the last one I got. I don't got nothing else.
Oh yeah. BG, some people in the community have approached me. They said they bought Splatoon 2 specifically because you implied that you were going to game night with it, and you never did, brother.
You actually did say that on stream, BG. I remember that.
They're very upset about that.
They bought Splatoon 3 because of me, and they're mad.
Oh yeah, no, Splatoon 3 is out, huh? Yeah, Splatoon 3. That's it. Yeah.
I don't believe that.
I'm dead,
you did say that on stream,
bro. I'm dead at, bro. You can ask Hardhead and them. They heard the same person. I ain't gonna put their name out there because they upset about it. But yeah, you said that, brother.
It's probably one. It's probably one dude.
BG, you really had us thinking you was really about to be on that.
It's probably only one dude. But if it's one person that bought a game because you said that, I mean, they still got the right to be upset. No.
So hold on. Did you play? Did you buy
back.
Splatoon 3 to play with me in game nights, or did you buy it to enjoy the game?
They bought it. They bought it specifically to play with you. Oh,
hey man,
if you bought a game specifically to play with me, and I don't know you from a can of paint, then something's wrong.
No. You know this person. You do know this person.
Who are they? Name them.
Should we name them, boys?
I say go for it, just so we can
It's Jig April, brother.
Wow, and y'all real close too.
The Jigster himself.
Real close. Come on, bro.
Squiggly
wiggly. Hey, Ray, watch your mouth talking about my guy.
Jigga came in mad as hell. He was like, "Where the fuck BG at?"
You talking about on After Dark? I remember this now.
And he said it on After Dark. Come on,
After Dark.
Love Jigga to death.
Like, Jigga one of the best gamers I know. He was just trying to be your teammate, dog.
Love Jigga to death. I have never played a game with Jigga, so if he bought this with the intention,
that's why he bought Splatoon.
If he consider you a friend and you saying y'all, I'm on that Splatoon.
That's crazy, dog.
Why would you not want to make
y'all putting sauce on it? Me and Jigga.
It's not
Jigga, come through right now. Jigga. Let me see. Is Jigga? Can Jigga hear?
Yeah, Jigga.
What's my motherfucking name,
bro?
Yes.
I don't know anything about Jigga aside from he breathes when he sleeps really loud. That's it.
Wow.
You know what? He real.
And I know that because he be falling asleep in After Dark, and I can hear him breathing. I can hear this nigga suffocating.
That's
this Jigga slander is completely unwarranted.
After Dark, BG be making up shit.
Jigga pull up, yeah. That's weird. That's weird to like dog.
Jigga, you got to pull up on this nigga. I'm sorry.
For real.
That was kind of like.
What you want?
I was gonna say that's not like you, BG, but it actually falls in line with your personality. So never mind.
Shout out to Jigga, man. I'm just making fun of the guy. It's all good. Love him to death. But Jigga ain't buying no damn Splatoon because of me, man. Cut it out,
bro. Why do you think we joking, bro? What's wrong with you?
We didn't tell him to say those words. He joined and said,
"Exactly." He was mad. He was mad as hell.
Well, if he did, that sounds like a him problem. I ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's the reason he been joining for the past 5 or 6 months saying fuck BG. He been mad ever since then. Nigga, he just now told us why he mad.
That's a bad he made a bad decision, okay? If you bought a game
because he wanted to play with what he thought was his homie.
Yes. Bro, when do you see me take time to really play games with people? Come on, bro.
So you don't want to play.
Man, it was like a month straight you had us in here playing Ready or Not. Don't do that.
Right.
Ooh.
Come on, bro. Stop this.
Man, this man
it's kind of awkward in here because we just saw the end of a friendship, but I mean we can keep it pushing.
That's a grown man who made a purchasing decision. Y'all not about to pin this on me. Come on, bro.
All right. Jay, guys, I want to let you know I love and adore you, good brother, and I wish BG felt the same way.
Like, no, think about this. Yeah, I know y'all joking, but think about I'm a grown man and I'm going to go out. I'm a grown man and I'm going to go out and buy a game, hopefully with the intention of playing it with another man.
If you
make a game,
your homie, that's your
I'm
homie.
not.
If you ask me to buy a game, you'll do. No, man, that ain't true.
That's like some type of like stand shit. Like you gonna write me a letter like to like what's next?
I don't agree.
Hey BG, I called, but I wrote, but you still ain't wrote back. Like that's what we doing.
You told the community to pull up, and he did.
This is crazy.
And you abandoned him, and then ridiculed him.
T's gone cold. I'm wondering why.
BG, dog.
Got out of bed at all.
I don't like the LD. I don't like LDC BG. I miss when he was
pop your shit.
SDC. I like when he was SDC.
I hope Jigga pop your shit.
He will.
I wrote, but you still ain't calling. Like, come on, bro. What's going on? Stop this.
What the
Hey.
Get to Superchats, man.
I don't like it.
Y'all putting mad sauce on this. So. But yeah, I don't got no other topics, man. That's it.
What a way to end the show.
Are you gonna read the super chats, brother?
Yeah, I am, brother. You rushing me? You got somewhere to go? Somewhere to be?
Yeah, the after dark, bitch, niggas. Shit, I ain't trying to be here all night.
My bad. All
We
right.
starting after dark in the evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Bro, I'm standing with you.
James Karen donated a bunch of times, but no message. So I don't know if you.
They want you to talk about Ratchet and Clank, BG.
They want me to talk about Ratchet and Clank. What
The
about it?
PC port and how the PC port doesn't require SSD.
That, but we talked about that a month ago. That was announced a month ago.
It definitely wasn't.
Yeah, but they confirmed
definitely
this
was.
week that it don't require an SSD to play the game.
The recommended spec just came out like this week.
I'm pretty sure we talked about. Okay.
Nah, because they never confirmed the specs for it.
Oh, okay. It doesn't require an SSD. Anybody that actually thought that, I don't know what to tell you. Like if you actually believed when PlayStation said this is not possible without an SSD, like, I'm pretty sure we called that.
But that was the reason for it not being on PS4.
Did any of us believe that?
I mean, I didn't personally, but I was told. But so what you're telling me is we've been lied to, we've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, all that.
Yeah, it was marketing and PR. I think that was clear.
So why when they say shit like it's gonna take us 6 or 7 years to make this game, we believe that too? Like why we keep believing everything they say, bro?
Because we know the actual cost of time of development is around that time.
When are we gonna assume that they're lying? Because clearly they don't have a problem with lying to us, brother. When are we gonna assume that?
But the concerted information we get from all developers, not just one, all of them tell us it takes that long to make games. So unless they're all in on some secret society and they want us to believe it takes longer, I don't know why the whole gaming industry would come up with that lie.
NBA players are in a concerted effort to say that they need fucking at least 20 games of rest per season. And we know that's not true. Them niggas used to play all 82 back in the day. So somebody lied.
Like I said, brother, I personally never believed that the whole SSD shit.
This is load management for developers. That's what that is. This is load management.
I like that word.
You fought with that? Yo, thank you, brother.
It was marketing and PR. I never believed it. I don't know why anybody would.
Because Mark Cerny said it, and that nigga's a genius. He clearly is, because he got us believing that bullshit. But goddamn.
I never believed it. What do y'all have to say about it? Y'all go ahead. I don't have nothing to say about it. It was always bullshit to me.
Nigga, I don't like being lied to. I ain't got nothing to say about it.
I mean, I've had a PC. I have a SSD in my PC since 2011. So when they came out and said like the SSD is doing some Harry Potter magical spell, I didn't believe that shit.
But you remember at that time they said there was no hard drive on the PC market that matched them specs too, though. You remember that?
Yeah, okay.
They were coming out, but they weren't out yet.
I didn't really believe that either. Oh yeah, the PS5 just happens to have this illustrious holy grail SSD that no other PC has. I didn't believe that either.
I mean, that's what Digital Foundry and them other niggas was saying. So shit.
Man.
So we shouldn't believe nothing we hear at this point, is what you telling me.
I mean, not that. There's certain things that when we don't have any better information to counter, sure, we have to believe what they tell us. But that SSD shit we had plenty of other information and experience with SSDs to not fall for that.
You talking about before the game came out? Before the game came out, we didn't know how little those little travels for Ratchet and Clank were going to be. When they showed that first trailer, it was
we didn't know the big riffs was going to be all scripted events either.
The riff that we did was just 50 feet to the left and the right. It wasn't an entire. It was like, oh, I can zip over here real quick with the riff.
Console gamers were feeding into that a little bit more, but niggas that been playing on the SSD 10 years ago, we were like, okay. Sure,
I just wish y'all had that narrative on the timeline, man.
I mean, shit. BG, I got an SSD on Battlefield 3.
Yeah, that's the first game where I really took advantage of a SSD. So
I don't like the way y'all saying that word. Can we just move on, bro?
Okay.
You make
saying the word SSD sound a little fruity to you, Jack?
The way they saying, he's like, I got an SSD on Battlefield 3. Yeah, it sound like, yeah, man.
I just pulled mine out, looking at mine right now.
Tarek said, Wonton can finally beat Elden Ring now. Praise God. Why not?
Oh, with the controller.
Okay, got it. Jazzy Jefferson, can y'all talk about the PlayStation pasta? I thought it was fake at first. Now BG can have PlayStation branded hamburger helper. Jack, thoughts?
my thoughts are, PlayStation fans, we used to make fun of, Xbox games aren't exclusive. They go on the PC. Xbox trying to make TV shows. Xbox promoting peripherals more than games. Xbox ain't got no games. Xbox promoting shit like dolls and phone accessories and donuts. Ain't it crazy how not even, maybe 5 years later, everything we laughed and ridiculed is happening on our end. Now, granted, we got a Spider-Man here and there, a Days Gone here and there, but overall, these companies aren't so different. The only difference is Microsoft got 40 first-party developers, over 40, damn near 50 first-party developers. I think Sony's under 20. They might have got their numbers back up. They working with these niggas I ain't never seen make no games. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Y'all go try this. I think this pasta's a UK exclusive, they said. So we're gonna have to reach out to One Night or Tony.
What UK niggas doing using pasta? Don't they use beans for everything?
Hey man, listen, we're gonna have to
that was the Mexicans.
Yo.
Oh my god.
No, UK, they eat beans for breakfast. Beans and tomato slices and shit. Very odd, very odd.
I didn't even see this, but okay. Bionic Boner Boy.
Whoa.
Hardhead's picture looks like a Down syndrome kid who walked up to the doorbell camera. How crazy is hell.
I'll take that. Cool.
WZRD, Neil Druckmann more loyal to LGBT than actual fans. Wow.
I mean, they play games too.
That is true.
Wow. DJ Smith, thoughts on the Rift Apart and the HDD jack? We just spoke about that. S Blanks in 95, BG Duck and MP games will forever be funny. Probably still gonna duck these Sony live service games.
Ooh.
Facts.
You getting Helldivers 2? We on that day one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
That shit coming out in September though, man. It's coming out too soon, bro.
They confirmed
They
September.
ain't calling out Jack move for Duck.
Somebody told me September because I'm trying to play my fucking what's that shit? Lies of P come out in September.
I think that game getting delayed. I don't believe September.
Helldivers 2?
Yeah, I think that game coming out February 2024.
What about it made you think that game is too much to put out now?
Somebody said September. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. Somebody told me that. I never looked into it.
I just believe if you put that game out, it's not a good idea. It's like this fall is just looking.
That joint might be. You is bringing up a good point. That joint might be DOA if it come out this year. And
listen,
what's the price point? What's the price point? That's full price game, right?
Might be. I just think it's a bad time. January, February is always like a great time and like space for you to release those type of games. There's more people, like everybody's inside because it's freezing cold, so if you want to co-op games to do a little better, listen, stay away from the fall. Put it out in February. Why would you put it out this fall? I don't think that makes any sense. That's just me though.
I can agree with that.
Let me do this Weapon Wheel trivia question from Dizzy. Which developer had a contest in 2017 named I Am the Fart? Is it A, Blizzard Entertainment, B, Epic Games, C, Ubisoft, or D, Mojang Studios? And the question is, they had a contest in 2017 named I Am the Fart.
See, it's got to be Ubisoft because of South Park Fractured Butthole. And that came out in 2017 as well. And they're the developers, so I'm going to say C, Ubisoft.
Just to spice it up, I'm going to say Mojang.
Okay.
I'm going to agree with Jack Move.
All right.
Going Ubisoft.
The answer is C. Individuals were allowed to compete for a chance to have your fart featured in South Park, The Fractured Butthole. To enter,
that's nigga was on point.
What? That's fire. I didn't even know they did that.
Jack feel like he missed out.
I swear, bro. I would have definitely.
Oh, you'd have let a good one rip, huh?
Or Jigga for the video game.
Bro, be a Jigga on that motherfucker. Hey, we would have been like Shaq and Kobe in the early 2000s, nigga. That joint would have been crazy.
Shaq and Kobe and farts. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Game breaking fart.
Yes, sir. Yeah. He's on fire. Yes, sir.
He said to enter, all you had to do was take a video of you doing your best fart. Wow.
You know what's crazy? The niggas that started that contest, they beat off to that shit. They didn't do no contest. Hey, them niggas ain't slick, bro.
I was about to say, that do sound like some kink shit.
Hell yeah! Hey, just send me a video you finger in your butthole. Whoever do the best job, we gonna put you.
Okay, so Jack, how would you introduce yourself? Would you be like, "Hi everybody, I'm Jack Move. I'm gonna fart down." Like, how would you?
Then I would have did the Meatball Boys. I'd be like, "Oh, I can't even do the Meatball Boys. Go on, do it for me." That's how you do it.
No, I want to see how everybody would introduce their fart video. Go ahead, BG.
Nigga, I'm not doing no fart video. I'm like,
No, you would.
I wouldn't, bro. I have a little bit.
How would you introduce yourself, Shadow?
BG tried out for the tester, but he want me to believe he won't do a fart video. Nigga, stop.
I have a little bit more like pride and actual composure.
Your month for last month, BG. We talking about right now. How would you do a fart video, bro?
Just your introduction. You ain't got to fart. Just how would you introduce yourself?
Can we get your submission real quick, Jack Move?
See, you have to come on a little. You got to come on a little cool, right? Because you're gonna hit them with that aggressive shit later on. So you gotta be like, what I mean? What's going on, y'all? This your boy Jack Move. You know what I mean? I don't really.
You think he gonna lean over in the chair, like walk away, and try to get the full body in the frame?
See, BG gonna let that shit ripple off his chair just to get a little reverb on it. He think he's slick. It's like when you boost up the bass to make the shit hit harder. He trying to get some snapback on that shit. So I see, nah, man, BG.
Why do you know the science of like getting good farts? What is good with you, bro?
You's a dirty nigga, man.
You literally breaking down the science of getting good like fart acoustics.
Ice Spice told me about you niggas, bro. Aren't you from Brooklyn? I know you dirty, bro. You Bronx, Brooklyn nigga. All you Bronx and Brooklyn niggas is dirty. That's it. Queens, Manhattan, Staten, all you niggas is fucking dirty, nigga. It's over with, okay? All you niggas is dirty. Yeah.
Staten Island too. That's great.
Yeah, all them niggas is fucking dirty. Fuck.
Okay, you in here breaking down fart acoustics and how it reverbs off the hole. Like what type of?
My bad shit. They come here for the analysis. Nigga, I'm just trying to provide them content.
Right.
Jeez.
We still didn't get your submission. I'm trying to see what yours hitting for.
I'm too good to do shit like that. Like, come on, man.
Shoot. Nigga, you said how much did you charge for Pete Picks last week? BG, we not doing this, bro. This nigga go by the name Barbecue, but he too good for this. Y'all heard this chat?
I am absolutely too good to lower myself to doing such vile and pedantic and childish things.
You was finna tell a nigga your feet pics last week, brother.
If he had the he solicited me for feet pics, and I just said I don't think you got that type of cash. That's what I said.
So if somebody solicited you to do a fart video, you ain't with that.
So you're not above helping somebody get to their mountaintop. You just for the right price.
You gonna ask for a price. They gonna man. Yeah, BG. Move on, bro. We know what's going on.
Oh, time to get out of here.
He guilty, yo.
Yeah.
I don't. Y'all talking about
He tried to get
He's sick. Oh hell no.
Get up out here real quick.
We had other topics just so he could. Oh hell no.
There is no other topic.
This nigga guilty as hell. God damn. I'll go ahead, bro.
Oh man. Listen, y'all keep talking about these game nights, but what game, bro? I ain't really into these games.
I don't know, bro. I'm not doing Fall Guys no more. That shit was buggy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to play Fall Guys. I don't really want to play Fortnite again. I'm not doing Apex Legends.
Why not?
Wait. Why not Apex?
The street wanted Apex, BG.
Apex is lame.
You could get 100 people on an Apex lobby. That'd be lit.
Chat, do y'all want to play Apex? Be real.
Put a poll.
I think we need a certain amount of people for you to even be able to start an Apex lobby.
What BG want Road Company? Pull up a Road Company, guys. We only need about 6 more people. Yes, sir.
You could do a Battlefield 2042. Is that? Oh, a lot of people probably didn't even buy that. Never mind.
It's on Game Pass, brother.
I feel like they gave it away free a bunch of times.
I don't know.
Game Pass.
I'm gonna be real,
Infamous
bro.
Second Son speed running competition. We could do.
What's wrong with Splatoon though? So you can make up to my guy Jigga.
Well, Splatoon is 4-on-4, so it's like it wouldn't be much of a game night. It'll be them watching us play.
You can rotate out people, man. People know when they
watch.
About that?
Why don't you do why don't y'all do another game that y'all do co-op where they watch y'all try to beat a game?
I ain't trying to play nothing old. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I ain't trying to do this shit. I'm just being honest, bro. Like this, we just not gonna do a podcast. Honestly,
so why you humored then, nigga? You could have just said that in the beginning.
I thought about it. I'm keeping real with y'all. Until there's another game worth having a game night for, we just not gonna do a podcast, and y'all just enjoy y'all day. I'm sorry.
So we on that Foam Stars then? That's what you're saying?
Oh, that Foam Stars look alright. I ain't gonna lie. BG, that's
no new games to play.
It's crazy. BG said that game
pre-planned Foam Stars game night.
BG said Foam Stars look trash, but he think that EA game where niggas is fucking twiddling their dicks and the magic tricks is look interesting.
What is you talking about? I forgot. That's a crazy way to describe that game.
I forgot the. I don't know the name.
Immortals of Avium.
See, you knew exactly what I was talking about, even with that description. That's what I'm saying. Foam Stars look way better than that game.
You're insane, Jack. You're absolutely insane.
No, you're insane.
You want to make a bet? Which game gets scored higher?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Immortals versus Foam Stars?
What we betting?
That's a crazy bet.
What we betting? Let's go.
Put 70 on it.
All right. Let's go. Y'all hear it?
Foam Stars is made by who again? Ubisoft? Capcom?
Square
Enix.
He's from Square Enix,
and it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Oh yeah, I'll bet on Avium. It's not a PlayStation exclusive, is it?
Yeah,
I think so.
Just put it on my my Patreon payout, brother. Go on, add that 70. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel confident in Avium than that.
That Avium should look like pure ass, nigga.
Well, that game keep getting delayed, BG. You really about to lose a whole $70 off.
Bro, that game look like I thought that was a free to play fucking games as a service online game. It's single player.
And you think this
looks better? Yes.
You think this shit look better? This, what is it called again? Foam niggas? Like
Foam Star. Yes, absolutely.
Really, it's a Toon clone.
Y'all tripping.
It looks way better.
No, it doesn't. Y'all are tripping.
You can't call it a Toon clone trash.
Hey, chat. Hey, where's Smoove at? Smoove, how you feel taking these W's today, baby?
The living room on.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm right with you, brother.
It's time to get out of here. Anyways, do these outros, Alex.
Alexa, hallway on.
What's nigga Bond doing?
Turning his
It's
living
just
room on.
not fucking turning lights on. That's what's going on.
You gotta put hands on her, brother.
He's choking out a ceiling fan.
Trying to beat up Alexa is crazy. You probably got Cortana in that bitch, don't even realize it. Say a different name, man. Siri or somebody.
Brittany, turn the light on.
He probably right next to the switch and shit. Don't even want
Alex,
to
say bye.
I did. I said thank you guys for coming through and shout out. This is Everborn's to go plate. Shout out Everborn for pulling up. That was a great first 40 minutes.
All right. Jack.
Yeah, shout out to Everborn, man. Shout out to the chat for viewing, man. I know everybody in the chat don't like me, but breaking news, I don't like y'all niggas neither. So have a good day. That's it, man.
Smoove.
All right, man. Good episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please check out Playing Xbox on the Weapon Wheel Patreon. And let me know if you like it. But we'll see you guys next week.
About Smoove.
As we got Colin Moriarty on the show talking about the recent FTC Xbox appeal stuff. So
Bond.
Another good week. Finishing up Zelda. Good game so far.
There you go.
All right. That's everybody. Did I forget somebody? No. Hardhead.
Hardhead, yeah.
Hey, appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit the likes, dog, and remember ice cream so good.
Sir.
You know she got porn out?
Bro, you lying. What?
No way, nah.
See, that's so despicable, bro. I'm a flag it. Just link that to me so I can flag it.
Go to home basis in the general chat.
I think this nigga lying. Hold on, this gonna be me.
Freak ass.
Oh,
right,
I need to flag it.
Going to After Dark. We
wait a minute.
We may or may not see y'all next week. If it's this dry again, nigga, see you in 2 weeks.
Nigga, what?
Oh, this nigga was lying.
This whole sucking dick. Now I'm about to download this. What?
Really? You, live? While we're live, Jack? You couldn't wait?
Nigga, I don't give a fuck. She going crazy. Hold on.
Hey Jack, say it with me, gang.
Yeah, gang, fact. Hey, this bitch got a whole library, nigga. Hold on, I gotta bookmark this. Y'all niggas bugging.
Hey, ice cream so good.
Man, what?
Why you Googling porn while we on the podcast? You couldn't wait?
Hey, they lobbed her. Oh, hold on, nigga. She in this whole... No.
You indecent, nigga. What are you doing?
I got to download this whole catalog, nigga. This joint crazy.
This nigga
Yes,
Game
sir.
Pass and porn. Can you relax, brother?
Yes, sir.
Now we know why she was saying ice cream so good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's sick for that.
Y'all ain't finna hear from Jack for another 3 days now. Nigga about to go in the cave.
Yes, sir. My arm gonna come back a little bit stronger though.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
We out.
You gonna punch a door instead of using the doorknob?
No. Right. Plenty of tried and plenty of failed. You can run and hide, but you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contested it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Name another squad that wanna test it, I'm beating them still. Bye. No, you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Right. I know my bro King got me, see that's a black bond that can't be broken. No Idris Alba, I'm a black bond, aim in a scope and all black panel. You can never try playing us token. Yeah, we playing games, but now one of us playing or joking. Not at all. Oh wait, then Jack Move came in with the trophies, God in a lane of its own. Like how can you gamers approach me? Tell kids move to body you in Halo, then sing your family an angel emoji. You should've known, dog, you ain't got enough Series X's. Blind got all the answers, no, you ain't gotta ask Siri questions. All the latest gaming news gotta be here to check it. Since 2015 and beyond, I'm just here to respect it. When you at the top of your tier, it's a blessing. From the bottom, so no way we appear to be desperate. This for anybody doubting, I'm clearing a message. And if you ever had a problem, I'm here to correct. Plenty of fail. You can run and hide, but you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Name another squad that wanna test it, I'm beating them still. No, you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Right. I know what it is, man. Weapon Well Podcast, y'all know what we got in the building, man. We got BG. We got Kid Smoove, we got Jack Move, we got Black Bond, I mean. Blandrew, I mean, what you can't out strafe us, bro. Like, the strafe too strong.